Hello and welcome to Not Gambling Advice, the baseball and football betting stream on the Just Baseball Network. It is Friday, September 8th, and guess what I'm here to deliver? Some MLB and NFL winners. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an absolutely loaded show ahead of us. I have 9 NFL picks. 9. But then also, no MLB picks today, but we're going to go over Ballpark Pal. I'm going to give you a lean on every single game. So in this intro of the show, we're doing it a little bit different. Most of the time, it's really me getting into the weeds of each MLB play. Instead, it's going to be brief on every MLB game. Then we're going to go through every NFL game, and I'm going to give you systems, my picks, tons of leans, all the information that you'll need. So get out those pens and papers, people, because you're going to want to write down this information. I promise you, if this doesn't provide value to you, well, the picks are free anyway, but it will provide value to you. Systems, and then, of course, on the back end of the show, we have tons of MLB picks and NFL picks to get you through not only Friday, but the weekend, and then to put a little cherry on top of the amazing Sunday, $50 giveaway. I said if Patrick Mahomes went over his 17.5 rushing yards, I was giving away $50 on stream. And you know what? I lost my MLB play. So we're going to give away 2 $50 winners. Pete, we need more variety with the hats. Can you just leave me alone? Jake Hazen just subbed. I'll bang you. I'll bang you. No, I won't. But you know what I mean. Take off the bats and bring out the footballs. We're doing both here, ladies and gents. We're doing both here. If I don't hear Mariners and Mets money line, I'm unsubscribing. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, you're not going to hear from me, but you're going to hear from plenty of people here today. Don't pause shit. We're ready to roll. All right? So without dilly-dallying, let's get straight into the recap of how we did yesterday. You know what? Why don't we just, let's do baseball first. Let's get the bullshit out of the way. I mean, that didn't hit. That didn't hit. That didn't hit. Let's just get straight into the highlights because the highlights are very few, Producer Cohen. I hate that man. Zach Littell, you piece. How did he do it? I mean, talk about runners in scoring position early. I mean, who cares? But Luis Castillo looked good. But look at all those batters on base. It's so funny. Through 3 innings, there were 7 hits and 5 walks. 1 run. Damn it. But it didn't matter anyway. It's not like it was even close. So even if they were able to get in all of those runners in scoring position, it would have been easy. And then we got this dumbass double play. I mean, everything that you'd want in an over went wrong here. Bad pick. I mean, bad pick, I don't know, but it didn't hit. So yeah, it is bad. Diving plays, runners left in scoring position, bad calls, runners getting thrown out at second base, stealing. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, it couldn't be any worse. And then potentially we got something. Nope. Oh my God, what a play. Dominic Canzone. I mean, this was bad. Larry Beeman, you are such a dog. Thank you. And then all the Mariners bullpen guys pitched on 3 days rest. Couldn't have gone worse. Couldn't have gone worse. Not going to sugarcoat that. Could not have gone worse. That's an L on my part. Had a baby, Dom. Let's go, Dom. All right, I don't know what that means. Producer Cohen, let's how about this? Starting off the NFL 1-0. Look at that season total right there. We are literally undefeated in the NFL. Producer Cohen, did you know that? We are undefeated in the NFL. We have not lost an NFL play this entire season long. This entire season has been undefeated. One day. Who cares? We're rolling with that. But then also, why don't you show us the Prize Picks entry? Oh, you didn't put it in because it was such a lock. It didn't hit yet. I mean, Dak has to throw a yard. Mahomes. Run, Mahomes. Look at this. First play of the game. Or not first play of the game. You know what I'm talking about. Run, Mahomes. Run, run, run. Run. That was a little 6-yard pick me up. But how about this play? Get outside the pocket. Go, Mahomes. Run, run, run. Look how slow he was running, too. That's how bad the Lions' defense is against running quarterbacks. Go, Mahomes. Get outside the pocket. What did I say? He was going to throw to Kelsey there, but now he couldn't. Now he had to tuck it and run. Had a baby Mahomes, and he wasn't done yet. How about this one? A little nice. Run the ball. Go. Had a baby. baby Mahomes. He led the Kansas City Chiefs in rushing. Look at this. Patrick Mahomes, did he go more than 17.5? You bet your ass. How about Dak Prescott? He better damn throw a yard. And we're going to talk about that game. We're going to talk about it all. Again, no baseball plays for me. We are going full, I was going to say tilt, but we're not tilting. Not full tilt. Full tilt is a bad thing. We ain't going full tilt. Hype train. Hell yeah. I don't know what that means. Hype train. Sub, gift, hype chatter, use bits to get to the next level. Do any of that kind of stuff. Dak just ran for 295 and didn't pass. Thrasher, give me a break here. Producer Cohen, let's run through Ballpark Pal and let's give the people a lean in every baseball game. Then we'll tackle the NFL right after. All right, as we know, D-backs and Cubs, that game already happened, so we can skip right through there. We got Mariners versus Rays. Again, this is why the board was tough for me today. I think that the Mariners should be minus 110. That's what they should be, right? Bet on value. I just don't see it here. What I will say is Taj Bradley's lines do look like he's going to pitch well. But again, no real lean towards the total. I mean, look at what the model is telling us. Slight lean towards the over. At the same time, though, it loved the over yesterday. So maybe it's giving these two offenses a little bit more credit than they deserve. I think George Kirby pitches well today, like he has been over and over and over again. If I had to pick this game, it would be the Mariners. They should be favorites. They are the favorites. And I do think that they end up winning this game. Only issue is, of course, we know the Mariners, a little bit public, right? A little bit public. But again, right, it's MLB. The splits don't matter that much. Big discrepancy in odds to record a win for Taj and Kirby. Yes, you're right, Larry Beeman. I was looking into that. Only issue is Taj doesn't project to go very long in this game. So it's really hard to record a win when your pitching outs are like 14.5 or 15.5, if you know what I'm saying there. So that's why not the biggest lean for me there. Cardinals, Reds. I like the Reds. I'm a little bit nervous that the Cardinals bats are starting to turn it up a little bit, but you do have Drew Rom making his debut on the road, but his third start on the road. I mean, the Reds, the problem is the Reds have a 50 WRC plus against lefties in the last 2 weeks. They are not hitting lefties at all. At all. I don't think 3 outs is worth $1.50. Yeah, I would lean the Mariners. Javon on red, so I have to take him. Yeah, he's going to come on later and give his MLB play, so I'll save that for him. I would lean Reds, but not worthy of a bet for me. Let's go Sox Tigers. So this game, as we can tell, it's a bunch of garbage, right? I do think Mike Clevenger pitches weirdly well today after he just got absolutely reamed by the Tigers in his last start, gave up 8 earned runs. The Tigers still don't hit right-handed pitching all that well, and I think Clevenger makes his adjustments, right? Because we've seen his velo peak to career highs in his start before the Tigers. Then he really struggled. I could see him bouncing back today against this Tigers offense. I think Reese Olson pitches reasonably well, not great. I actually would lean the White Sox in this game, but that's the thing is you'll never see my money on the White Sox, and I don't bet Tigers games anymore because they have taken all of my coin. So this is a firm pass for me. Let's go to Marlins Phillies. So I like the Marlins here. Again, wish I had a better price. Yuri has looked great or he's looked really bad, right? He has these 6-inning shutout performances or it's 4 to 5 innings of 3 earned run ball. What is he going to do today against the Phillies? Hard to know, right? Hard to tell. At least on the flip side, you have Christopher Sanchez, where the Marlins are in their better split against lefties. The thing is, the biggest lefty killer in their lineup, Jorge Soler, is not in the game today. So my lean would be the Marlins, but I don't like how the Marlins are now traveling in to Philly, right? They didn't have an off day yesterday. They just got steamrolled by the Dodgers. But gun to my head, I would say give me the Marlins. But again, not really in the market for betting the Marlins right now. I think a lot of people are high on them. A lot of smart people I know are high on them moving forward to the playoffs. Losing Soler is tough, especially against a lefty. Christopher Sanchez is kind of tough to read. It's a pass for me, but here we go again. Guns to head. You know how we play. Gun to head. What are you picking? Meat on tape. What are you picking? Nothing. Let's go to Dodgers versus Nats. So this is the Emmett Sheehan show versus Mackenzie Gore. Obviously, we know how prolific the Dodgers offense is against lefties. Only issue is no Mookie Betts in their lineup tonight. He's probably going to miss the next 3 games, right? We have Emmett Sheehan. We just really don't know what to expect. Sometimes he comes out looking great. Sometimes he comes out looking really poor, right? It's a pretty short line for the Dodgers, especially winning 10-0 yesterday. Another one of those games where I'm not really in the market to get involved in. I don't mind the over. Again, a lot of my picks that I originally leaned, model disagreed with. So I didn't really have any plays today, right? If I haven't been good in Major League Baseball, we just want winners, right? We want green in our bank account. Whether it comes from NFL, MLB, I don't think anybody really cares. Does the line not seem short, Thrasher? I couldn't agree with you more. It does seem short, but at the same time, like, I'm not taking the Nationals when Mackenzie Gore is a 3.5 earned run line. No shot about it. No way. I ain't doing that. So, yeah, you can miss me there. So, this game is a hard pass for me. Slight lean towards the over, but not going to bet it. Let's keep going to Brewers, Yankees. So, you're going to hear from plenty of others on this show, whether they're taking Brewers or Yankees. I'm going to skip past it because, again, you guys know that I do not bet on the Yankees. What I do know is that Luis Severino has looked better of late, much better, right? He's made a couple of adjustments to his pitch usage, and his velo is back up, kind of looks similar to the Severino that we're used to. However, I need to see him do it more. Colin Rea, we know the Yankees' shortcomings against right-handed pitching. It's just an absolute no bet for me. The model likes the Brewers slightly, but again, you wouldn't see my money on it regardless. Let's go to Blue Jays Royals. As we know, we are currently sweating Vladimir Guerrero Jr. over 163.5 hits. That's literally all I care about in this game. I'll be glued to the television watching Vladimir Guerrero Jr. That's about it for me. Cole Snyder, I personally don't even know much about him. And I've seen him pitch before, right? Stock arm, not much to it. It's hard to bet on this game. It's really hard to bet on this game. Maybe a sneaky under at 9, potentially a sneaky under at 9, but not much to it for me. Sneaky under, that would be my lean at 9. It would have to be 9, not 8.5. But again, not going to touch it. Let's go to Orioles-Red Sox, a game that I wanted to bet on the Orioles, and the model likes the Red Sox for some reason. It's like these are days where it's tough for me. I have my leans. I go to see what the model says. It disagrees with me fully. Would I pick the Red Sox? Absolutely not. My lean is the Orioles. Model disagrees. Tough game for me. Little bit of lean to the under 10.5. I'd probably be, I would still go with the Orioles. I'd probably go with the Orioles over the Red Sox here. Bradish has been absolute nails. The only issue why, and I think maybe the model is kind of telling me that the Red Sox hit up Bradish a little bit. The Red Sox have been able to get to Bradish before. This is not old news, right? You go to Baseball Savant and you just look at quality of contact numbers against Kyle Bradish for the Boston Red Sox. And here's what we're looking at. Through 57 plate appearances, 402 xWOBA, 509 expected slugging. The opponent batting average for current Red Sox roster is 333. They've hit up Bradish plenty. Tough game. I'd still lean Orioles, but tough game. Let's go to Pirates-Braves. So this is a game I originally leaned towards the over. Issue is I'm a Mitch Keller guy. At the same time, though, the Braves have been able to hit up Mitch Keller fine, right? They've had no troubles with Mitch Keller at all. Another game I really don't have a read on. But what I do know is the Pirates have been able to hit Bryce Elder before. He fits that mold of soft tossing sinker ballers that the Pirates usually have success against. The issue is here with me. I think Bryce Elder makes an adjustment. I think he knows what he did wrong. and I think he limits damage a little bit. So I like the over, but I think there's a lot of things pointing to that over not hitting. That's why this is just continually tough MLB slate for me. Let's go to Rangers A's. When the model ain't showing value on the A's, that's usually when they lose by 60. But the thing is, I'm not putting my hard-earned money on the Rangers today. The only reason to do so, if you're going to back a pitcher on the Rangers right now, it is Jordan Montgomery. And the A's are not good against left-handed pitching. No real issue in this game other than the fact that, again, something that's contradictory. Career versus current Texas Rangers roster for Paul Blackburn. Very good quality of contact numbers. 303 xWOBA, 358 expected slug. That's what you want to see from a starter. And on the flip side, the A's have actually hit Jordan Montgomery before. 344 opponent batting average for the Oakland A's against Jordan Montgomery. 336 xWOBA, 447 expected slug, right? Again, not a game that I want to get involved with at all. At all. Yeah, it's probably going to be a bullpen game for the Royals. We'll see how that goes against the Blue Jays offense, who has been relatively weaker at home. All right, let's go to Padres Astros. So if I was going to play one game today, it would be the Houston Astros. However, I feel that they're overvalued in this spot. Betting minus 130, minus 140 on this Astros team, I know it's the Padres. But at the end of the day, and I know the Astros kill lefties, and Blake Snell may struggle a little bit today, but it's not like Hunter Brown has been any good at all. Any good at all, right? He's been struggling as the season goes. Young pitcher, getting up there in innings. I think his arm is tiring out a little bit. If I had to make a play in this game, honestly, it might be the over, right? I think the Astros do fine against Snell, but at the same time, I think the Padres hit up Hunter Brown perfectly fine. Hunter Brown, weirdly, struggles at home. You got good offenses, you got good bullpens with the Astros, and the Padres bullpen is completely rested in this spot. So many conflicting things here for me. So I think if you're going to bet this game, check out a first five over. First five over. Don't mind that one bit, right? You got two relatively good pitchers by ERA. Let's see them do it. I would lean first five over in this game. Next game, Twins versus Mets. All right? Twins versus Mets. No thank you. No, thank you. Let's move on. Literally, no, thank you. That game, I want no part of. Guardians, Angels. The model likes the Angels. You won't see me putting my hard-earned money on the Angels. No shot. Now, there's a lot of props, pitchers-wise, that tell me Canning's going to pitch relatively well. But the model has not liked Logan Allen all year. And Logan Allen either blows up or has a good start. He's a very tough young pitcher to read. And the Angels aren't hitting lefties well. Again, a game that I want no part of. And then as we wrap up the MLB slate, we got the Rockies taking on the Giants. What we do know is that the Rockies cannot hit a lefty to save their life. But I think Kyle Harrison is way overvalued in this market right now. He's way too inconsistent, right? Everyone remembers his 11-12 punch-out day against the Reds. At the same time, though, we know exactly what happened the next start, right? Gives up 6 earned runs. I see value on the Rockies just because Kyle Harrison is way overvalued in the spot. But at the same time, the Rockies can't hit a lefty to save their life. So we might end up seeing just another start from Kyle Harrison. But he himself, the pitcher, is way too inconsistent. Producer Cohen, let's get into the NFL slate. How about it? Let's get into the NFL slate. We'll go one by one. I'll give you guys a bunch of different systems, a little bit of analysis on each play, and I'll go over all my week 1 NFL bets. Can we hear some bangs before we get to the NFL? Can I hear some bangs in chat, please? Please. Let me hear some bangs. We're giving out free money today. I'm going over all my picks. I'm so excited for the NFL. People forget, up 26.96 units in the NFL last season, 61% hit rate, 80 and 52. Do not play with me when it comes to the NFL. I'm known for baseball. I personally think I'm better at betting the NFL. All right, so we're going to get straight into it, and we're going to start with Panthers versus Falcons. So a trend that may point you towards the Panthers. Actually, nothing really on the Panthers. There's one trend on the Panthers that may work for you. Week 1 dogs. Nope, that doesn't even fit the Panthers. Never mind. No real systems here for me. And that's why I'm not betting on this game. My lean would be the Falcons. One system that goes for Falcons money line, if you're looking at a money line parlay, I think the Falcons, if you're going to take a favorite, have the best price here. Rookie quarterbacks taken first overall are 1-13 straight up in the last 14 seasons in week 1. At the same time, though, you got a road divisional underdog. It's not exactly something I want to bet on or against. I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers cover this spread and the Falcons win outright. So I think the best bet in this game, honestly, is the Falcons on the money line paired with something else of your choice. I like the Falcons here, right? They're going to be able to run the football. Brian Burns is still holding out. We aren't even totally sure if he's going to play in this game. The best defender on the Panthers, right? We're on the Panthers under 7.5 wins. I think they stink. I'm not betting it, but my pick would be Falcons money line in this game. Houston Texans versus the Baltimore Ravens, right? We got a big spread. Here's a trend for you. Week 1, dogs, right? This is only for week 1. Week 1 dogs that won 6 or fewer games against teams that made the playoffs. Sorry, week 1 dogs that won 6 or fewer games. That's it. 59.2% against the spread. That applies to the Houston Texans at plus 9.5. And since 1994, if you eliminate divisional dogs, eliminate divisional dogs, that is hitting at a 62.8% against the spread. Teams that did not make the playoffs versus an opponent who did make the playoffs. That's it, right? So you have week 1 dogs that won 6 or fewer games, 59.2% against the spread. Another system in favor of Houston, teams that did not make the playoffs versus opponents who did make the playoffs, 58% against the spread. Tells you to take the Houston Texans. My issue is, I think this is the one blowout. I think this is where the system loses, right? Systems are great. They help us if everything else makes sense. But at the same time, we got a rookie quarterback making his debut on the road in a hostile environment. John Harbaugh is fantastic in week 1, 14-2 straight up at home versus rookie quarterbacks. And Lamar Jackson is 8-3 against the spread as a favorite of 10 or more. A lot of different, no model similar to Ballpark Pal for the NFL, unfortunately, ladies and gents. So no bet on this game for me. Bengals versus Browns, my first pick. Let me break it down for you in terms of just systems. NFL Week 1 divisional home dogs are 79.2% against the spread and 65.2% straight up since 2009. They are 15-1 against the spread since 2012, while also going 10-4-2 straight up. There were 2 ties, weirdly enough. That applies to the Browns, right? And if we keep going, let's see if there's any other. No, that's it for systems on the Cleveland Browns. So why am I taking them even though it's just one system? I think the Bengals offensive line is weak. Joe Burrow is NFL's best quarterback against the blitz. However, he drops a little bit in passer rating when you can generate natural pressure. Browns brought in a couple of big pieces on their defensive line, not even speaking about Myles Garrett. Jim Schwartz, new defensive coordinator, not known for the blitz. They're going to apply natural pressure against Joe Burrow without blitzing. That's the way to beat them. And we all know that the Browns have dominated the Bengals in these divisional matchups. So you've got a home dog, and there's a reason that this line is not going up to 3. They are not giving anybody the 3. You're telling me the public is going to see Joe Burrow at under a field goal. They will be hammering him. I expect this to be one of the most public sides of week 1. Give me the Browns with the points at 2.5. Now, here's one of my favorite bets for week 1. Colts plus the 5. I'm going to say it again. NFL week 1 divisional home dogs are 79.2% against the spread and 65% straight up since 2009, 15-1 against the spread since 2012. That applies to the Indianapolis Colts. But also another trend, week 1 dogs that won 6 or fewer games are 59.2% against the spread. Okay? Teams that did not make the playoffs versus opponents who made the playoffs, 58% against the spread since 2006. The Colts are one of 2 teams that fits 3 different systems. Okay? The Colts are one of 2 games in this entire slate to fit multiple systems. Now, I know it's Anthony Richardson, but the Colts can also apply natural pressure to Trevor Lawrence, considering that the Jaguars' offensive line is terrible. Terrible. Their defense, terrible. The best part about the Jags, Trevor Lawrence, right? The Colts are not going to, this is not going to be a game where the Colts shut them out by any means. But don't be surprised if the Colts win outright. Remember, NFL is weird. It doesn't go exactly like you think it will. And Jags are the most public team as of right now on BetMGM. Jacksonville Jaguars minus the 5. And 5 is a dead number, right? I think this line should be closer to 3.5, honestly. You got a divisional home dog. Trends back it up. Give me the Colts. Not just betting systems. Going through all of it, not just betting systems. We talk about it. Jaguars, terrible against rushing quarterbacks. Quarterbacks who put the ball on the ground. What is Anthony Richardson going to do? He's going to run all over this Jaguars team and soak clock. Okay? Tampa Bay versus Minnesota. Very, very weird line. It's going to be popular among sharper bettors fading the Vikings. I want no part of it. I do not want to fade Kirk Cousins in this spot. While I think the Buccaneers defense can have some success here, it's not a bet I want to take. If you gave me the Bucs at +7, I would definitely consider it. That would be a buy point for me. However, you won't see me on this game in really any fashion. Maybe a prop, probably not. Titans versus Colts, another game, right? Mike Vrabel is 22-9 against the spread as an underdog of 3 or more, and 20-19 straight up as an underdog. You want to bet Mike Vrabel in these spots. Now, I know it's going to be a little popular of a dog. I'm fine with it. But that's why you see it's not a full unit for me, right? Titans do not fit any sort of trend. This is more of a football play, right? This is more of a coaching mismatch between Mike Vrabel and Dennis Allen. The Colts can apply natural pressure without blitzing. Derek Carr in a new system. He might do well in future games. Week 1, I don't like his chances at all, right? Still no Alvin Kamara. This feels like a game that the Titans win outright. I want the +3, and I want them on the money line. Let's talk 49ers Steelers. This is my lightest bet. But the Steelers are 16-4-3 against the spread as home underdogs in the Mike Tomlin era. You back the Steelers, and you don't think much about it. You don't think much about it. Why not Saints team total under? You're right, Larry Beeman. Why not Saints team total under? I think that the Titans can win in a bunch of different ways. You can bet, whatever you want. I'm taking the Titans to cover and win. I got no reason for you not to take Saints team total under. I think they're going to struggle to score. So then we also, I'm taking the Steelers here. I think Kenny Pickett in this offense can move the ball. I think the 49ers in this spot, it's not a great matchup for them, right? 49ers eat against bad offensive lines. Steelers are anything but a bad offensive line, right? Start in the trenches. TJ Watt is one of the most impactful players in the NFL. I know Nick Bosa just got that enormous contract, but TJ Watt is as good of a defensive lineman as anybody. The 49ers offensive line is also a little bit banged up going into this. Give me the Steelers plus the 2.5. Commanders versus Arizona. Now, this line has moved. And maybe consider taking this, because I think right now all we're seeing is 38. This is a line I sent out a long time ago. And the reason being is, first of all, it's going to be Joshua Dobbs at quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. They have no semblance of offense. This is also the lowest total on the board. I'm going under the lowest total on the board in week 1. Then when you also factor in Commanders, right? Terry McLaurin says he's a full go. I don't think he's going to be fully 100% after suffering turf toe not that long ago, right? I think the Commanders will have some semblance of offense, but the Commanders still have a good defense. I think Arizona is going to struggle to score, but at the same time, I think a fresh Arizona defense at least holds this rookie quarterback relatively making his debut. I know he has one start under his belt, but I think points are going to be hard to come by. Give me the under here. Packers versus Bears. Full stay away game for me. Right? But you do have the Bears in a double revenge spot. So what is the double revenge? That is when this team lost both of his games last year to a division rival. Those teams are 65-40, 62% against the spread, 46-23, 66.7% against the spread since 2002. That would tell you to take the Bears minus 1.5. At the same time, though, I'm worried about this Bears defensive line against a stout Packers offensive line and a great run game. Remember, if we look at the trenches, I think the Bears are going to have trouble here. So from a football perspective, I like the Packers. From a trends perspective, I like the Bears. No bet for me. Raiders, Broncos. The Broncos are also in a double revenge spot, 65-40, 62% against the spread, 46-23, 66.7% against the spread. However, week 1 dogs that won 6 or fewer games are 59.2% against the spread. That has the Raiders in it, right? So you have two conflicting systems. Divisional game, I want to take the Raiders, but I think they stink. Teams that lost back-to-back meetings are 1-10 against the spread in week 1 if the line is shorter than 5.5. So that would tell you to take the Broncos, I think. Are you sure about that? We gotta, Larry Beam, we gotta check that one. All right. Keep it moving. We got Dolphins, Chargers. This is just a straight football play. No real analysis on either side of this game. The way I'd think about it, Dolphins are missing a big-time interior pass rusher in Teron Armstead. It's going to be hard to get to Justin Herbert. Kind of one of those games where I want to take the Chargers as 3-point favorites. But again, Chargers are probably going to be a little bit public. And I'm interested to see how Tua looks back healthy. So, no bet for me. Eagles, Pats. A lot of people are going to want to take the Patriots. I get it. Or a lot of, at least, people want to fade the public are going to want to take. No, Jalen Ramsey is not playing, which is another key for the Chargers in the pass game. Eagles versus Patriots. I want to take the Patriots. Like the sick man in me wants to take the Patriots. However, I can't do it. I absolutely cannot do it. Let's see if we have anything on the Eagles in terms of trends. Nothing on the Eagles in terms of trends. Nothing on the Patriots either. Left tackle's out for Miami too. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of Bosa. Coming around the edge. We'll see how that ends up working. Patriots, Eagles, this is just a pass for me. Kind of like the under. I think it's going to be a hard-fought game. I have too much respect for Jalen Hurts in the spot. If this number was 6, that would be my actionable point for the Patriots. So I still see value on the Eagles. However, I'm not about to fade Bill Belichick. I'm not about I'm not about to take the team coming off a Super Bowl hangover, right? We just saw that with the Kansas City Chiefs. Rams Seahawks, one of my favorite plays. Rams fit 3 different systems. The week 1 dog system, right? If you eliminate double-digit dogs, 62.8% against the spread for the Rams. Rams are also in a double revenge spot, 65 and 40, 62% against the spread, 46 and 23. And teams that did not make the playoffs versus an opponent who made the playoffs. So we have 3 different systems. And then, actually, we have 4. If those teams are an away dog of 3 or more, 66% against the spread. Who does that apply to? The Detroit Lions, who covered, right? So we saw the Lions come up in a lot of these systems that I found. And I'm kind of kicking myself from not taking the Lions. Lions landed on that, did not make playoffs for his opponent who made playoffs, and the 3 or more. That applies to the Detroit Lions, the Houston Texans, and the Los Angeles Rams. Invigorating Calmer, get out of here. No, I'm not buying your stupid whatever that is. I'm not buying that. Mahomes negates some systems. He scared me off. Couldn't agree with you more. That's why I wasn't on it. But all the systems were telling you to take the Lions, and we didn't take them, and look what happened. They fit all of these different systems. The Rams fit even more. And I know they're bad. I know no Cooper Kupp. I know it's a hard bet to take. But not only do you have all these systems, but this is a divisional team that has owned the Seattle Seahawks in recent memory, right? They performed very well, especially Sean McVay versus Pete Carroll. The Rams have done very well. Even last year, right? This is a double revenge spot. However, the Rams covered both of those games versus Seahawks. They lost by 4 and they lost by 3, and that was without Matt Stafford. Kupp injury news didn't affect the line that much. Exactly. This is a spot where you want to take the Rams. All right? Is there an ad right now? Do we have any idea? Oh, no? Okay. So we got Cowboys versus Giants. I will be on the Giants here. I will no doubt be on the Giants here. Now, I'm fully aware that the Dallas Cowboys have owned the New York Giants 9-1 straight up against them in their last 10 meetings. I'm going to say it again because these are some of the best systems that you want to play in week 1. NFL, week 1, divisional home dogs are 79.2% against the spread since 2009. 15-1 against the spread since 2012. That is the Giants, right? The Giants are also in a double revenge spot, right? Giants fit a lot of systems here. We have the better coach. Waller is questionable, and you haven't seen that line budge, right? Even if Waller doesn't play. And I love the Cowboys. I think they win the division. I think they go over 9.5 wins. However, I'll definitely be on the Giants in this game. Right? The Giants made improvements to their defensive line. And honestly, if the Cowboys didn't have a much better roster, the Giants would be favorites in this one. If we're just looking at the head coach, right? Teams had 5 months to prepare. Brian Daboll versus Mike McCarthy. Ask yourself which head coach you want to back in this game. I know where my money's going to be. It's going to be on the New York Giants. Buffalo Bills versus the New York Jets. We'll talk about that more on Monday. I might be adding more, but as of right now, this has to be the under. And this has moved a lot in our direction. It might be, I don't know what it is right now, but no doubt about it. Under. Monday Night Football. You're going to see graphics with Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers on it. Every 45.5. It's dropped already 1.5. These Bills-Jets games, they're always hard-fought, always low scoring. And I think arguably everybody's going to be talking about Garrett Wilson and Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers and Stephon Diggs, when in reality the Bills' defense is as healthy and as good as it can be. And the Jets' defense, they know how to play Josh Allen. I've watched probably every Bills-Jets game for the last 5 years. I love these matchups. It's always low scoring, 47 is a key number. Now, we've missed the value if you're coming in new. Thoughts on Dallas Falcons moneyline lay? I would not take that. Because as we know, NFL Week 1 divisional home dogs are 65% straight up since 2009, 10-4-2 straight up. If you want a favorites parlay, I would go Chargers and I would go Falcons. Those would be my two favorites that are not very expensive. I would go Chargers and I would go Falcons. Look at this. Now, these are all my plays that are going to be tracked on stream, right? I'll probably be adding more. I love this card. Now, week 1, you're going to see much more volume from me. A lot of systems at play, a lot of really profitable, historical, good systems. But that's not all. If I like the football aspect of it, I'm going to bet it. What about Falcons and Titans? Some slight. You're reading my language. I'm already on the Titans anyway. But as you can see there, so there's one thing for it to fit a system, another thing for it to make football sense, and another thing for me to like the number. That's why the Colts are my favorite spread pick. Commanders, Cardinals, love that spot. Steelers, it's going to be a little bit public. I think a lot of people are going to be on the Steelers. I'm still willing to ride it. I'm going to back Mike Vrabel. I'm just thinking about the Titans. I'm going to be backing Mike Tomlin. All right. Rams, love this spot historically. Systems back it up. Giants, same thing. Browns, they own the Cincinnati Bengals. And then we got Bills, Jets, obsessed with this under. We're still waiting for people to come in queue, aren't we?
Mid-major had a drop.
Well, mid-major had a drop. And we're still waiting for Jake Hazen. Disappointed you didn't take Raiders, but I understand. Yeah, I want to take the Raiders. I do. Jake Hazen's ready. Opinion on this Marlins over? I don't hate that. I like that over. Don't mind it. Don't love it. Don't mind it either. I think Yuri Perez is a little bit too inconsistent right now, but we got Jake Hazen on the line. Hey, how do you feel about running through your NFL season? Up, or you think?
Dude, why are you lagging? I'm at home with wired internet. You should not be lagging for me.
You're not lagging for me.
Okay, you're good now. You were just lagging for some reason. Hold on, I got this mic right here, and the stand broke, so I gotta set it down a really nice way. Just give me a second here while I'm trying to get this all situated without it falling off my. Okay. All right, Pete.
All right, my friend. You and I ate a big pile of cake yesterday on the Mariners versus Rays over.
Yeah, dude. BetMGM talking lucky to have first 5 team totals in here. So I came out with a 6-unit winner, but scared.
6-unit winner. Let's talk your first play. What are we on tonight?
The fellas, the Dominic Hanzone led Mariners, man. That's about it.
Anything?
Yeah. So I want to hear a really funny stat. It's I don't have it entirely memorized, but George Kirby, his ERA against teams below 500 this season, he has a 4.4 ERA. But his ERA against teams above 500, he has a 2.5.
So he just shoves it when they need him.
He fucking loves the big games, dude. He's my ace, man. He just loves the big games. He loves bright lights. People forget. 8 innings pitched in the playoffs his career last year. Zilch earned runs.
Absolutely dominated the Astros. I remember that.
And
I remember
closed.
that very well.
Never he was closed in game 3. It was game 3. No, game 2 against the Blue Jays.
The Mariners might go on to win the World Series, Jay.
I think so too, dude. I really do. I might have a little bit of bias here.
Me too, because I have them in every which way.
Yeah, if they play the Twins, I'm going to go to that playoff series.
That's going to be electric. It's going to be just great pitching go ahead. A lot of unders there.
I think it's going to be the ALCS. So. Hopefully.
People have bought into the Twins before. That's all I will say.
Have them to win the American League. Plus 800. That's my hedge against the Mariners. But back to this play, right?
Back to this play.
I want to give a little bonus college football sneak whale. pick, so it's big. Try to be a little quick here. So yeah, George Kirby, he just fucking loves pitching against teams that are good. I don't know. He's just that's just the dog in him. Like if there's X dog with a stat, it would be Kirby and Justin Steele near the top.
Absolutely.
And the other side, Todd Bradley. So guess who I did today? I hopped on Fangraphs and runs above average. Guess what the Mariners rank against fastballs this season?
You just tell me what they rank.
Well, not season,
we're all
last
guessing.
45 days, last month and a half. Well, they rank number 1, and it's pretty wild, like who they're comparing with. My freaking Fangraphs can load. Just give you an idea of like how it ranks. So the Braves, who's been number 1 all season, around the same number, 38.4 runs above average fastball. Seattle Mariners 57, nearly doubling the Braves' production against fastballs. They've just been mastering them. And then also got the cutter too, so they also hit well. And he throws a lot of off speed, not much breaking, and the Mariners all hit those pitches well. And they have the better bullpen, and they have the better starting pitcher. And the lineups have been pretty even lately, but I'd say the lineup, just that big pitching advantage. I mean, Kirby is just dog, but it's the next pick. That's all I have to say to that.
Sounds good. Miami first 5. Back in
yet
your
again, I'm kind of just taking the better pitcher, dude. I mean, Christopher Sanchez, I was a truther for him for about a couple weeks, and then just like the nerd in me is like, oh, his xFIP is so bad though. Like I can't help it. So, Yuri Perez is, like I said, you brought it up when I was listening to what you were talking about on stream. He's like he's a boomer bust guy, right? So I just think I get plus money with a better pitcher. The Marlins, they're better split, which granted they have not been as good against lefties lately. And losing Harley Slayer hurts, but they proved all season they're better against lefties. I'm not going to let a 30-day sample size completely kind of make me think they're dead against left-handed pitching. So yeah, better pitcher, staying in the first 5. The Marlins bullpen should be amazing. It's been having great underlying stats all season, but they just don't get outs. It pisses me off.
I agree.
God, Marlins make the playoffs, dude, and it's just fucking pissing me off. Like, dude, get outs past the starting pitching, please.
Yeah, it's not ideal with Sandy hitting the IL and Soler also being hurt for the Marlins.
Dude, how many wins they have right now? Oh, they're good. Their win total is 76.5. That should hit, right?
Yeah. Oh, the win total is going to hit for sure.
Okay.
Them to make the playoffs, though, I think they're going to be on the outside looking in.
Yeah, I was at 0.3 going to play, so
yeah.
Who gives? All right, let's do next play.
Next play, Pittsburgh team total over 3.5 against Elder.
Bryce Elder, number 1, Bryce Elder hater fan club. This guy.
You saw the advanced stats on him too?
It's me. This guy sucks, dude. He throws 87. Like, I'm sorry. Like, he's just.
I don't think he sucks.
I think he's bad. Like,
I think he has incredible command.
Yeah.
And I think, look at what Kyle Hendricks has been doing for his entire career.
Yeah, but like 87 miles per hour with no stuff, his command's going to get you by, but over the long term, you're going to get, as that fraud Spencer Strider said, command without stuff is kind of just BP.
You just called him a fraud, though.
He's going to be great. I just don't think he's best pitcher in MLB. Like, everyone keeps telling me, oh, you're going to give Strider all this hate for saying all this and that. It's like, all I see on Twitter ranking number 1 every pitching ranking, and they're telling me to chill out on him.
So I think you just hate the Braves. You think they stink.
I do. I think Strider is going to be an amazing pitcher, and I put it easily in my top 10, but I don't get all the glazing of him being the best pitcher in MLB. 3 years? Sure. Next year? Sure. This year?
I mean, he's probably going to strike out 300 guys this year.
Yeah, but does he get outs?
Yeah.
Does he go deep in games?
Yeah.
Does he give you more work than 5 innings consistently?
Yeah.
Does he prevent runs?
Yeah.
Does he allow soft contact?
Yeah.
Does he have I think it's something like a soft contact rate of like 13%?
Okay, but as long as it's medium content, yeah. I mean, when it's coming
my point is with Strider, Peter.
He dealt with the same thing that DeGrom had. When it's coming in that hot and you make contact, it's going to go.
Exactly, right? But, he's getting barreled. And the thing is, my thing is about it.
He wasn't getting barreled until his last start, though.
He's been below.
He was amazing for 5 straight starts.
That's what he does. He does 5 good starts and gets absolutely shelled. That's something you just can't rely on in October. Here's the thing about Strider. I don't think he's fucking trash. Okay, I think he's a top 10 pitcher easily. But all I see on Twitter, the ranking him at number 1, I just think that's completely wrong. There's a handful of pitchers better than him right now today.
Yeah, I mean, would I rank him number 1? Probably not. But do I still think he's an elite pitcher? And then do I think Bryce Elder stinks? It's close.
There's a good amount of pitchers. I think they're in.
He's probably
right now.
he's top 5 for me.
I got him at. I think I'll put him at 7.
All right, so we're not that far off. All right, let's keep going.
But there's a big gap between like the best pitcher and the 7th best pitcher, and that's like my point.
Yeah, I mean, if durability is important to you, like Garrett Cole has to be at the top of kind of everybody's list. It's 200 innings every year,
I agree.
Yeah,
especially nowadays, dude. Fuck.
Yeah. Brewers money line.
I just yet again, I'm kind of squaring up today. I keep seeing on my timeline the Yankees are kind of back, and I know that kind of deflated a little bit after yesterday, and I may be late, but I want to get on this, put the Yankees in piss party. So just give me the team. And the Yankees bullpen's been great all season, but it's been kind of regressing the second half.
It's just because they've gotten so much work, so they're just tired in every year.
They rank like number. I think with the Giants bullpen, they've ranked number 1 in innings all season long.
All season,
wasn't going to hold up. And it's the same thing with the Yankees. And the Brewers bullpen's been getting better and better and better because their starters consistently kind of give them deep starts. So better lineup against righties at least. And I get it. Granted, Severino, he's getting his velocity back, command's a lot better. But I remember making a write-up about how Severino's getting his velocity back and getting his command better, and then he let up in 10 earned runs against the Cardinals. So I'm not falling for it again.
Fair enough.
I'm not falling for it.
I'm excited to talk about your college football sneak whale.
One unit on Twitter. I preach responsibility. I do 2 units sometimes, but it's good to not, it's good to manage your bankroll correctly.
Yes,
I'm usually pretty good about it, but like once football starts rolling around, I can't fucking help myself. Baseball, I'm really good about it. I never lose stuff in baseball, but
let's hear. What do we got?
We got it's square. People are gonna hate it. It's a big trap line, and I'm sniffing it up. And not only am I sniffing it up, I'm gonna hit it pretty hard. Give me the Oregon Ducks -6.5 against shitty ass Texas Tech. And before saying this short line, you got to look at the bigger line. We got 2 we got 2 Pac-12 schools going on the road to the Big 12 school this weekend. Both are ranked in the top 12 and facing both unranked Big 12 schools who looked really bad last week. 2 instances of that. You got Utah -7, and we got Oregon -6.5. Those are not going those games are splitting. Games and that tends to happen. 2 very similar games, 2 very similar matchups. If the contrarians try to go 2-0, take both those Big 12 schools, it's going to go 1-1, vice versa for other sides. So the side I think is going to win is the team that I think is easily the best team in the Pac-12 this year. I think the team is going to maybe win a playoff game and go to the college football playoff. Oregon Ducks, they just outmatch them everywhere. Their defensive line is super strong this year. Bo Nix is one of the better quarterbacks in college football. Their receiving core is amazing. Their coaching's not too good, but neither is Texas Tech's. And I just think the Big 12 is kind of dead, and especially Tech. And I think you're going to find a spot to be square. I think this is the one because I know that Oregon-Utah game is that Oregon and Utah are both going to go 1-1, at least ATS this weekend. I'm not sure about money line. They could both pay out or both lose.
So do you like fading Utah?
No, I don't because, as you know, I don't know, man. I wouldn't try to get cute because I know Oregon plays first. So maybe if Oregon doesn't cover, I'll bet Utah. Or if Oregon covers, I'll just throw a half unit to say see if I was right. But that's kind of my philosophy on it. I think this game's kind of split, and I think Oregon takes care of business.
We'll be chatting. I like this play. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's my Pac-12 boys, man, and I think this is the best conference. Not the best conference. Let's pump the brakes. People are saying that's so wrong. I'm a huge Pac-12 guy. Second best conference in football, and this is the best team. And I think they're making the playoff, and they're not losing week 2 to Texas Tech. It's not happening.
Richie Parlay can't fade Utah because he's got solidarity with the low-populated states. Is that accurate?
No, it's because I don't know. Sure, dude. Even though Utah,
we're just fucking with you.
There's Salt Lake City, dude. There's big cities in Utah. Learn geography, you fucking idiot, dude. There's population in Utah. It's not even a small state.
All right, we're getting Jake Hazen fired up. But if Utah catches steam, or if Oregon catches steam, we got to fade them.
No, I don't care.
All right, my friend. We got to move on to Gino, but appreciate all the winners.
Adios, man.
Adios. Who is that in? Oh, Aram, not Gino. Apologies, Aram.
Hey, what's up?
You had the backwards hat, so I'm looking at the screen over there, and Gino usually rolls up, and he doesn't know how to turn on the camera, and you were like this. So I was like, oh, that's Gino. No,
that's Gino, the dad of the stream.
Can we put up the freaking leaderboard and show the people
Yeah.
where Arm Layton sits right now. He's even better than me, folks. He has gone from the trenches to the green, and I am just about to shut the hell up and let him talk his piece because the guy is hot, and I want to tell what do you want?
I appreciate it, man. I'm just glad that Colby can stop pretending that we're in the same league. You know, like it's just always like, oh, like we're up a little bit, or oh, like we're neck and neck. No, dude, no, it's not even close.
You're
it's
up. You're up.
Yeah, he's back at the bottom. He's above Krabs, so that works. Also, Pac-12. Did he say the Pac-12 is the best football conference?
No, he corrected himself. He was saying people were saying Pac-12 is the best.
Who the hell was saying that?
I don't know. Jake Hazen's on Dakota Twitter.
Also, Utah is rural. And third of all, I am actually fading Utah this week. I don't know what the spread is. I got to check out the college football lines. I haven't looked at them yet. But I really think people underestimate how horrible Florida is. And I think like you come away from that game kind of not really realizing that I don't think Utah's that great either. And I think this is going to be that letdown week. It's kind of the same thing with Duke. I don't know what the Duke line is for this coming week. I think Duke is a sneaky good football team, not as sneaky anymore. I think it's more Clemson sucks. So like I think that's going to be another one of those lines that you can find a little bit of value in. But I'm here to talk baseball. I don't know shit about football. So
Miami or is that Minnesota New York Mets first 5 under 4.5?
Yes. So Dallas Keuchel's a weird one, right? I mean, this is a guy that when he's on, he's on. He's good. When he gets hit pretty hard. He's had 2 bad starts, 3 good ones. He's carved through the minor leagues and through AAA this year. And then on the flip side, you've got Kodai Senga, who's I think is pitching the best he has pitched all year. And it's just kind of under wraps because who cares what the Mets are doing right now? But Keuchel is a guy that, he's got to be very fine. He's got to pick his spots, but he was picking apart AAA hitters all year until he got the promotion and then even had some good starts against big league lineups. This is a young Mets lineup now. This is a lot of rookies. These are the guys that I think Dallas Keuchel kind of feasts on. They haven't been as good against, these soft throwing lefty types. And I think this is a really good spot for Keuchel to just kind of get out. I think this is exactly what he's going to do. These aggressive young Mets hitters, I think, are going to kind of hit themselves into outs. And, aside from a couple guys in that lineup, I'm not too worried about them doing damage. And then you look at the flip side, Senga's just throwing the living crap out of the ball right now. And I think he's going to put up zeros, even against a Twins lineup that's been swinging it well. I really think that Senga at this point should be with the way he's throwing right now, should be priced like, a frontline dude. And if you look at the numbers over the last 10, 15 starts, he's been a frontline dude. He's been one of the best pitchers in the game.
I have absolutely no arguments for that. I feel like this is one of those games where you blink and it's 1-0 and we're in the bottom of the 5th and there's 2 outs, runner on first, double play. And it's like, wait, that was it. Did I even watch the game?
Why didn't I put 3 units on that? Yeah. My only concern is the Keuchel blow up, but I think against, again, a really young lineup, I think he's able to kind of pick that apart.
I'm more concerned of a Senga blow up.
Just
because of how I think actually Keuchel is going to shove, and I'm a little bit afraid of the Twins being able to get to Senga because he has struggled on the road this season.
Yeah, it's interesting. We'll see.
I think it's going to hit, but I think it's going to be 2-1 or 3-1 Twins.
That's why I loved the 4.5. If it was 4, probably not. Anytime you get that half with the 4, I usually feel pretty good if I like the pitching matchup.
No doubt about it. Let's keep moving. What else we got? San Diego first 5.
Yeah, so this is a 2-pronged play here because there's a couple thought processes I have throughout this game, and this is one where I feel like one or the other. I feel like at least one of these is hitting in this game with the 2 picks. We'll get to the second pick in a second here, but you got Blake Snell throwing. I do think he's kind of due for a bit of a. I would just say not a scoreless outing. I don't think he's going to be perfect this outing in terms of keeping runs off the board like he has in the past. But this is more of a Hunter Brown fade. I don't know if you've watched some of the last few Hunter Brown starts.
I don't know if you were you watching on stream. I was like, everyone likes the Astros today, and I get it, right? It's the Padres, they stink. Astros have been killing lefties, but I was like, I don't believe in Hunter Brown either. Let's not forget who's on the other side here.
No, and that's part of the reason why is I do have some reservations because I do think Snell is going to give up a couple runs in this one because of the way that they hit lefties. But on the other side, I really think Brown's going to get hit around a little bit. And I just think this is not really the opportunity for him to bounce back. We can talk about how bad the Padres have been, but they're still swinging the bats, and this is a first 5 bet. So I think Snell is going to still give you a quality 5 innings. He's a 5 and dive guy. We'll see if they win beyond that. I don't care for the sake of the stream. So I think Brown's going to keep getting knocked around, and this was just it wasn't priced as if you have a Cy Young favorite against a guy who is really, really struggling. I think the splits had something to do with that. And I'm gonna lean towards just the fact that Brown is really struggling over splits and stuff like that right now. I'm gonna take the better pitcher. I'm gonna take the guy that's not struggling right now, and that's why I like the Padres in the first 5.
More than fair, because you don't have to deal with that horrid Padres bullpen. It's like we're just doing Snell here.
Exactly.
Let's go to pick number. Oh, and also, wait. Oh, we're screwed up the graphic a little bit. Dodgers first 5 -0.5. Emmett Sheehan, your guy. Yeah. You said you wouldn't trade him straight up for Aaron Judge.
Almost said that. No, almost. I love Sheehan. I know he's struggled, as do so many rookie pitchers. The stuff is unbelievable. It's that low release point, high carry. And he was just struggling with location a little bit. And I think
also that high carry led to 121 miles an hour off the bat of Ronald Acuña.
Correct. And that was it, though. That's true.
That's true. That was it. People forget.
And I think that was a really galvanizing start for him. I think it's like, okay, I can pitch against, the best lineup in baseball and give you a quality start here. I think he carries that into his next start here against the Nationals because, again, it's not a question about the stuff. And it's not, he can dominate, I think, through 5 with his fastball if he just leans on that. And I think there was a tweak in the pitch usage in that game. And aside from the Ronald Acuña mega nuke, he was really, really sharp. And I think that we're going to continue to see him build on that. Dodgers really need him to be good, especially with the way guys in this rotation have kind of been dropping. And I think it's starting to click for Sheehan here. I really like what I saw last start. And I think this was an opportunity to get in on Sheehan before the lines start adjusting to him being a better pitcher. And again, this is also the Dodgers just racked a lefty in Braxton Garrett. They're going to get another lefty here and Mackenzie Gore, who I think they're going to give a hard time to as well. So I like Sheehan. I like the lineup right now. And I think they're going to keep rolling offensively against Gore here.
Great pitches. I mean, let's keep going. We got Houston, San Diego. Oh, this is why
this was the tie-in.
I love this play.
This was the tie-in. So for me, it was like, okay, if we're gonna lose this bet here on first 5 money line on the Padres or first 5 -0.5 run, it's gonna be because Blake Snell gives up a few runs. It's not gonna be because the Padres don't score. I really think that they're gonna get to Brown. So for me, I loved this first 5 over, and I thought that there was some tells in that, right? Like the fact that it isn't priced towards the Padres with the steep pitching advantage kind of says that Vegas thinks that Snell is going to give up a couple runs. So, okay, he gives up a couple runs. I still think on the other side, we're going to see a few more from the Padres on the board as well. So I just felt like this was one of those ways that we could probably cash both. Worst case scenario, we cash one. But this seems like a really obvious high scoring game for me. And I think we're going to see almost alone, I think the Padres can put up 4 or 5. But again, Snell, I don't think is going to have another scoreless outing. So I think we can pretty easily get to 5 runs in this first 5.
I love the card.
Let's go.
Again, I mean, all great pitches. Do I think Padres first 5 hits? That'd be my one concern. Yeah. But at the same time, I like it. Right?
Everyone has
I think the
Astros. Said, right?
I think the Astros, it's so funny. I think both Astros money line and Padres hit, if that makes sense. I think this is one of those games where the Padres take a lead and then blow it.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. Absolutely no doubt. Absolutely no doubt. And that's the thing is Snell's not going 7. He's not going 7. So yeah, I like it and I'm feeling good. And hopefully this can kind of get me into the top 3 here, maybe into the podium.
And people forget, if Arm Layton wins this competition, he is giving away World Series tickets to a subscriber of this Twitch channel. If he finishes second, $500 cash prize. So if one of us goes on a heater here late in the season, and Arm's got plenty of units out there, Don't be surprised if Arm Layton's sitting on top of that podium real soon. Just don't be
We
surprised.
want to give it
ladies
back.
and gents.
We want to give it back to the audience. That's what we're trying to do here. I will
Have
see
fun
you
in Chicago, my friend. And
if I ever
we'll
get
talk
out
to you
of
soon.
if I ever get out of this airport. Yes. Also, real quick, have you ever tried to go to a help desk in an airport?
Oh yeah, God
God
it's,
forbid
it's
they
not
have
a help
two.
desk. It's a
No.
desk.
It's a line. It's a
desk.
line.
It's a line.
And God forbid they have two help desks.
No.
God forbid.
That's
No,
way
it's got to
too
be a
much.
line around the airport if it ever rains. It's a joke. Okay. Sorry. I'll let you get back to the stream. I hate airports. Goodbye. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Goodbye, my friend. W's. Peace.
W's.
And now we're bringing on the guy who was just talking shit to. And
No,
Colby
dude.
Olsen.
No, I could listen to Aram complain about the airport all day. Like, I'm laughing my ass off right now.
So he said, he was like, I'm at the top, Colby's at the bottom. What do you have to say for yourself? How about delivering some winners to the people?
You can check my Twitter bio. I'm a bigger man. I said Aram Layton is above me in the NGA competition. Like, I give him his credit. He's been on an absolute heater, and it turns out he's been on an absolute heater the minute that he starts giving out whale plays, 3-unit bombs.
It's good.
I just want to see the slips. Like, I hope he's cashing in on those.
He texted me. He's betting these.
Okay.
I have slips because I asked him too, and I was like, "Are you betting 2-3 units?" And he was like, "Yeah." So
then
he showed
his
me
account
slips. I
must be
believe
looking
him.
nice right now. I'm happy for him.
I'm happy for him too. Cashing in winners.
Yeah, man. I don't have MLB plays today, but we got football to talk
true.
about.
We got football to talk about because people forget we are tracking everybody's NFL plays. We got Gino coming on. We got Javon coming on. He's going to be giving out NFL picks as well. I'm excited, Colby. I can't lie to you. I'm excited.
Yeah, man. I'm fired up.
Raiders.
I had a solid week or solid night last night, Thursday night. I went 1-1 overall, but my read on the game I felt pretty good about. That under cashed by a lot. I had the Chiefs -4.5, which looked really good, but Kadarius Toney decided that he wanted
Kadarius Toney, he had lines +4, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He had
money line though.
But I mean the under, it was so funny. That was the one where I'm like, wait, you have the total at 54 and you're betting the under, and you're like, it's going under. And I'm like, but I kind of like the Chiefs, and what happened?
Yeah, it happens. But yeah, I got 4 plays for you in NFL. 2 of them are 2 units, but we can start with the little guys first. That's totally fine. We can save those big guys for last. All right, let's start with Broncos Raiders over 43. 43 is available pretty much only at BetMGM right now. So if you do like this one, definitely go snag it now. Other places are really at 44 now. So I made sure to snag this one. And it's a divisional over. I know it's not the sexiest play in the world. It's Russell Wilson. And I got burned so many times last year betting on Russell Wilson, betting on Russell Wilson overs. But I think this is actually a really good spot for Russell Wilson and the Broncos to make a positive step forward in their first game. You're playing a Raiders team that their defense to begin with is already really bad. They ranked 30th in EPA per play last year as a defense, and now they're not going to have Chandler Jones in this game. And the Broncos should be better with Sean Payton under helm, right? Nathaniel Hackett was an absolute disaster, Peter. You bring in Mike McGlinchey and Ben Powers to kind of, get a better offensive line. That was a problem last year. That offensive line gave up 55 sacks when Russ was the quarterback. That was the highest. He was the highest sack quarterback in the league. So when you're not giving Russ any time, then he's not going to be able to make plays. Jerry Jeudy's going to be healthy this weekend, which is good for that for the Broncos. So I think the Broncos should be able to score. I think they'll put up 24-27, if not more. But you look at what Sean Payton was able to do, even with like Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill at quarterback. Sean Payton went 9-3 with those quarterbacks. So he can definitely make things work without Drew Brees. And I'm excited to see what he can do with kind of a new look. I'm excited to see what Russell Wilson can kind of do in a new look offense outside of Hackett, because that was just a disaster. But then let's not discount Jimmy G, Pete. I think Jimmy G, he's not going to, take over an entire team and make them win on his own, but he can play winning football with just about any, like he can be inserted into just about any offense and at least play good football. So last year, weeks 1 through 13, that's when Jimmy G played. He graded out 8th in EPA plus completion percentage over expected. He threw 16 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions. That's what he does. He plays safe football, protects the football, takes what he's given, and now you put him back with McDaniels and into an offense that he's familiar with, I think that the Raiders offense can be somewhat decent. This Broncos defense is very good. Patrick Surtain might be the best overall cornerback in football, right? But I still don't think that they're not going to score at all. They still have playmakers, Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams. They bring in Jacoby Myers. So I kind of see this one as 24-20, maybe 27-20. But yeah, that's kind of where I have it. I think there will be some points scored here.
Where do you lean on the spread? Just curious when you were doing the research into the total.
Yeah, I lean the Broncos, but not by enough to make me confident, because I still do think that that with Jimmy G, this Raiders team can put up enough points here to beat Russ.
I like it, my friend.
Let's keep moving. 24-20 on either side here. But yeah,
Colts.
That's kind of my least confident one. So I actually got this at plus 4.5, not 5, but really it's kind of a dead number.
5's a dead number, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not really worried about it. But this one, pretty quick analysis for me is I'm a pretty big believer in what Anthony Richardson can do. I think he's obviously a dog when he's using his feet, but I think that his passing ability is being a bit slept on. And the Jaguars are beatable through the air, man. Like, you saw this Jaguars defense last year. They were sixth in rushing.
They're beatable in all facets of the game. I mean, this is like the 30th ranked defense out of 32.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they were decent against the rush, but yes, when you can beat them through the air. Like, Matt Ryan put up 34 points against this team last year.
Yeah.
Like, if Anthony Richardson can just be better than Matt Ryan, I think that they can put up enough points here to stay in this game. And this Colts defense is freaking nasty. No Jonathan Taylor, but I don't think that's really matters because the Colts played without Jonathan Taylor a bunch last year. And then basically a trend here, 72% against the spread, or division dogs are 72% against the spread in divisional games in past 10 seasons. So, yeah.
No brainer. I love the Colts in the spot.
Yeah. So this is more of just a trend pick, but I like Anthony Richardson. So
I think Anthony Richardson's going to have a ton of success on the ground, like running the football. I'm probably going to be on his over rushing yards in a Prize Picks entry, which I haven't placed yet, but that's probably what I'll be on. I think he's going to run all over. Like, I don't think he's going to throw for over 200 yards or anything. I think it's going to be closer to like 180, but I think they're going to have success on the ground. I think they're going to have success with Anthony Richardson running around. And the only thing that the Jags are better than the Colts in is their quarterback. And they have Travis Etienne, who's obviously a better running back. And you could say they have better wide receivers.
I mean, it is slept on, though.
But in the trenches, the Jags don't have a DeForest Buckner.
Like, the Jags didn't do much to acquire anything new on defense, anything new on the offensive line. They lost Juwan Taylor. Like, they honestly didn't really do anything to add to their team. So
that's why I love the Titans this year.
You're really just banking on Trevor taking that next step, which I think he absolutely could. He's a beast.
He's a beast. But he's not 5 points better than on the road. That would imply like an 8 point. They're not 8 points better than the Colts. Exactly. They're just not. Steelers money line.
Yeah, so this is actually a 2 unit. Yeah, exactly. I have 1 unit on Steelers money line at plus 110, and then a 1.1 units on plus 2 at minus 110. I'm in love with the Steelers this week. This was the first play on the board that I looked down like, damn, this is a great spot. You have an already like the 49ers come into this season with a lot of question marks. They don't have a ton of depth. Kittle is questionable coming into this game, as is Charvarius Ward. But the big reason I love this play, Pete, is I'm actually sort of a Kenny Pickett believer.
Me too.
And weeks 10 through 18 last season, Kenny Pickett ranked 17th out of 36 in EPA plus completion percentage over expected. That puts him right next to Ryan Tannehill and Geno Smith. Both are quarterbacks that if you give them a top 5 defense, they are going to play a lot of winning football. And guess what? Kenny Pickett has a top 5 defense behind him. But Kenny Pickett also protects the football. Only 1 interception in those 8 games to end the season. So yeah, I'm a believer in Kenny Pickett just being that game manager and taking what the defense gives him. Obviously, this Niners defense is insane. There's no question about that. They ranked in they ranked first in EPA last year.
The thing is, the 49ers defense is so explosive against teams with bad offensive lines. Steelers have near a top 10 offensive line. And at the same time, the 49ers offensive line is a little bit banged up, and then you get TJ Watt. And the Steelers at home, week 1, with TJ Watt, with a more experienced Kenny Pickett, with that relationship with George Pickens, I think they win here outright. But I just took the 2.5 because this is a really low total. So I think these 1-2 points are going to be very important. Like I could easily see like a 20-19 game or, 23-22, like something close where maybe the 49ers win, but I love the spread. And I do think the Steelers win outright.
Dude, TJ Watt is the game changer here. And Brock Purdy didn't play anybody last year.
Yeah,
like
there's no tape on
the games he came into play, like he was just playing terrible teams with terrible quarterbacks, terrible defenses. TJ Watt's such a game changer, though. So good to have him back on the field. But yeah, I'm in love with the Steelers this week, man. This is a great spot for them at home.
Absolutely. Let's keep it moving. Packers money line.
Yeah, last play. This is another 2-unit play. In love with the Packers this week. The big reason here is the Packers defense has shown that they can stop Justin Fields through the air. You're always going to have to let Justin Fields do some running around. Like it's inevitable. He's just that good with his feet. But if you can really shut down his looks through the air, then you're going to have a fun day. And they did that twice last year. I think they're going to be able to do it again. And then the other reason is Aaron Rodgers was not that great last year. And when I think about it, like, do you think that Jordan Love can be pretty much what Aaron Rodgers was last year? Like a top, like 15 to 20 quarterback. Like that's really what Aaron Rodgers was last year. I think that he can kind of be that Kenny Pickett kind of guy against a Bears defense that ranked last in EPA per play from weeks 10 through 18 last year. They didn't really make any significant improvements on that side of the ball. They get Tremaine Edmonds, but like, I'm not that afraid of Tremaine Edmonds that's going to like raise the Bears to be a top 15 defense. So I think the Packers defense just holds Fields in check enough, and the Packers can put up some points with Love. I'm pretty high on Love.
Yeah, I mean, I think Love throws a beautiful ball. Like when all things, are going well for him. Like there was a couple of games there towards the end of the season where he plugged in and he threw some balls where I was like, whoa, this kid's got a cannon. My only issue is I think that he might be able to beat himself. And the way I say that is like, even in his time in college, always been a guy who's very interception prone.
Sure.
I think it's going to be kind of a back and forth type game, but at the same time, you're getting the dog, right? You're getting the dog in a divisional matchup. Thing is, Bears are in a double revenge spot, right? But they've been in double revenge spots before against the Packers and not exactly done well. So for me, this was just a no touch because I feel like there's conflicting things. Justin Fields in another year under Matt Eberflus, it's a tough one for me, but I get why you're going with this one. You're getting a plus price on a team that you think is potentially better. Are they on the road? Yes. Is it a divisional game? Yes. But like, it's going to be close and it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good game. I mean, I think the other thing too is this Packers O-line is really strong, and I think that the two-headed monster of Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon,
they could just soak clock, and Jordan Love doesn't make mistakes. Yeah, I could see that.
Get some play action looks for Jordan Love, easy throws. I think that's the move for them. But yeah, I really like the Packers and the Steelers this week.
Good shit, my friend. We're gonna move on to Gino, but
sounds good, brother.
Gino says stay on. I'm going to destroy Colby. All right, let's bring Gino on. Let's bring Gino on right here.
Let's first talk about who Brock has and has not. We're going to talk about Brock.
Oh, no, it's Gino. This is prime Gino right now.
Brock,
he's got 49ers on Sunday. He's wearing a tank backwards hat.
I'll be at that game, front row, 50-yard line.
So why are the 49ers? Because I'm also on the Steelers, Gino.
The funny thing is, last year I was such a huge Brock Purdy guy. Like I had San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl futures. I had a 2-unit bet on Brock Purdy's debut of an under half interception, and that bagged. So,
and I'll throw you guys a bone. I'm just talking shit. I don't like the Niners from like a sharp perspective. The fact the line stuck with more tickets on the Niners. I hate the line at 2. I hate a lot of things about it. We did grab Harsgrave. We did sign Bosa. Our defense got better. Pittsburgh couldn't really establish the run last year. I think it's going to be very hard to beat us one-sided. We're going to be able to run a nickel.
They have a better offensive line than this year. I think that's going to be. I think
That's
it's going to
fair,
be more
but they're not going to be able to run against us. Not the rest of the year, just against us. All right.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Wait.
We'll see. This is why we bet, baby. We'll see in 2 days. But they're not going to be able to run against us, so we're going to be in the nickel. It's very hard for a rookie quarterback, sophomore quarterback to play permanently in the nickel against our linebackers. And last but not least, we don't know about Brock yet. I'll be the first to admit that. Although I hype him up, I'll be the first to admit that. The best defense he did beat, and again, some of this could be off, but he destroyed the Dolphins, destroyed the Bucks, beat the Cowboys. So of his 8 wins, it's not like he just played nobody. Like he paid.
But now there's a full season of tape with Mike Tomlin.
I get it.
Yeah.
I said I know he hasn't done a lot.
No, Gino, you're wrong.
That's not right. But I appreciate that, Colby. I was just messing with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Before I drop off, Gino, one question for you. How long before Darnold starts this year?
Wow.
2025, Darnold might get. I mean, after Brock wins back-to-back and then gets a mega contract.
Yeah, MVPs.
Someone else. Then yeah,
Cowboys.
There's too many other players that we've maxed out. So, yeah, I think Darnold will start in 2026 after 2 back-to-back MVP and wins by Brock Purdy, and then we can't afford him because we paid everyone else on the team.
You know how I know Gino doesn't – I know he's going to bet the 49ers because I know he bets on the 49ers every week no matter what. But the same thing, why aren't you giving out to your people, Gino?
Exactly.
Why aren't you doing that?
I know. It's not fair.
The
Niners are not sharp. I'll be the first to admit that.
All right, I'll get out of here. Best of luck.
Appreciate you, Cole.
Adios.
Gino, it's football time. That's where you eat. But you got some baseball plays too. Let's not overshadow those. We're still in the competition.
I've been dripping though. I've been like giving away like -1 unit for like the last 5 times I've come on.
Don't do it this time.
+8.5 to like 2.5. I think I've given away -1 unit 6 times in a row.
Gino, we don't have time to talk about the losses. We got too many plays. Let's get straight into it.
In the beginning, Guardians here. A very questionable starter for the Guardians. The reason I believe he's been off and on all year.
He's been inconsistent.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That's a typical rookie. But aside from that, I'm getting them cheap about an imploding. I'm getting the Guardians cheap against an imploding Angels. So I look at it like I'm getting the Guardians bullpen versus the Angels non-existent bullpen at an insane discount. Just want this game to kind of stay neck and neck the first 5. If I'm being honest, I almost gave out. The line shifted too much. The Angels first 5 +0.5. I did take that this morning. I know it sounds asinine to do that, but it was just 2 EV positive plays. This is the bigger of the 2 and the better of the 2 bets. So Guardians money line for all those reasons I just gave.
More than fair. And I would combat you and we'd talk about the games, but we have like 70 NFL picks to go through. So we're just going to rapid fire these. Philly, Miami over 9.
So I was wrong. And I made so much damn money on Miami this year and I gave so much of it back in like the last week.
They're not that good, Gino. I believed in them. I keep going off and on. Like I cannot buy into this team.
They're like the Giants almost. If they win games you don't expect them to win. You can never figure them out. They're a value team. Their offense is clicking. Try not to get against clicking offenses right now. That's what I saw no value on Miami, but I'm not fading them anymore. And I think Philly's going to be able to put up runs. So this is just purely a Miami was almost on the over for their team total. There was just no value there. A bunch of things checking. And I just think they're going to put up runs and we'll just have like a nice 6-4 game, 7-4, something like that.
Maybe 15-5.
We'll take it.
Phillies
in the first 3 innings. That's fine.
Let's keep rolling. Football now, Gino.
Yeah,
so you and Colby are aligned.
I wanted to throw Colby some life. I got too hyped on Brock because he was just passionate.
We got you in the 49ers mode, and like, Gino leaves his body. It's not Gino anymore.
So I'll say this. What'd you call it? The double revenge, I think you called it?
Double revenge spots.
Okay. One of my best player props is under 1.5 touchdowns for the Cubs, the Bears quarterback.
Justin Fields. Because he's going to run for 3.
It's fair. So under 1.5 was one of my highest value player props. I really like this Packers defense. I'm fading the Jets all year too. Not all year, but I think I'm going to get some. You'll get into that later on the picks. I think people were a little too high on Rodgers. He had a lot of weapons there. He never really got it done in the last 3 to 4 years. I get that he's great, but he just never got the wins done. That defense carried them a lot. And I think that's a very good translation into this game. The Packers do not believe them losing Rodgers took them out of playoff contention, but they dropped to third or fourth in that division, or third in front of the Bears. This is just, you're getting what I feel like is a top 3 defense in the league as a dog or even money. I love
this. Top 3 defense?
I love this Packers defense. Yeah.
Why do you like it? Why do you like? Because I think they're a good defense. Top
they make
3.
You one-sided.
You're smoking something nuts.
Yeah. Hear me out. When you make a team one-sided in the NFL, the guys that you're used to laughing at look like pros. And I genuinely believe in this Packers rush D. And I genuinely believe they are going to play like 1960s Packers football. 2 running backs pounding the rock and dominate the line. So when I say that they make them one-sided, Justin Fields is going to have to pass the ball against this team. Of course, he'll still get some of his rushing yards, but that's not going to work for them. And I just think that the wrong team is favored in this game. I would have Packers -3.
But it's not a unit play. It's just a half unit play.
It's just a half unit play. It's too early in the season. I don't want to take away that we're a gambling show and I own a gambling site. Week 1 is not where you go. Anyone telling you their play of the year is week 1 is fucking high.
See, for me, I see a bunch of value in week 1 because there's a lot of very profitable systems, right? I'm not putting out 2-3 unit plays, but I have a lot of plays on the board.
Yeah,
yeah. What?
Yeah,
you have a ton of plays. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
This has been I talked a little bit about Detroit yesterday, but I also lost on the over in that game. It's just not, don't be overcommitted in week 1. There's going to be a couple teams that you didn't think were going to be that good that are absolutely going to be good. I'll give you an example. The Washington Commanders might be one of them, and Petey's going to hate that. Might be.
We'll see.
I don't know. And there might be some teams that people expect to be good, like the Cowboys, that just are not that good. Their defense is good. Their defenses might not, or the offense might not click. So all I'm saying is don't overbet the first week.
Fair enough. Falcons. I like this favorite too.
Yeah, this is one of my, I guess I have 2 square plays I'm going to give out. This is one of them. I like this for you guys that do Survivor Pool 2. I like the Commanders in Survivor. I also like the Falcons. I'll tell you why.
It's going to stink when the Cardinals win outright.
And that's fair. Very fair. But you want to get rid of a team like the Commanders that aren't that good.
I know. Yeah.
At 7 points. They're okay. I'm just giving Pete a hard time about liking them. What I'll say is there's a really good system. I want to say it's 1-17 the last 2 or 3 years of a division dog on the road week 1 with a drafted quarterback.
Yeah. It's the number. I know that system. They are 1-13 straight up.
There you go.
As of the number 1 overall pick making his first start on.
Yeah. So the reason, just for all of you to know where this comes from, you usually overpay for the number 1 overall pick. It's actually not a good draft pick to get. You really should trade him down. Insult to injury.
Unless it's a Caleb Williams or
no, if it's like a life-changing quarterback. So this kid, again, when you're coin flipping for who's going to be first or something like that. But just hear me out on Carolina. What the problem is now is they overpaid this quarterback. They can't pay other people. And he has to shift. He has to shift from college to high school, or from college to pro with minimal chance. And he just gets thrown this playbook and this new offensive coordinator and expected to win. And you just saw they don't. One of them has won and the other 13 lost. So you're getting a really low spread here because I actually do like this Carolina Panthers run game. I like how they ended last year, and I like their defense too. But the poor kid, you just don't transition that well going from college to pro. So it's a chance to get Atlanta, a team I'm not even that high on this year, at 3.5 when they probably should be able to come out and be up by 7 to 10 most of the game. And hopefully there's no backdoor bullshit at the end. Again, just a half a unit. Don't overthink it.
Play number 3, Colts. You and I are aligned here too.
Yeah, this one's just a fantastic fade the public. The Vegas is extremely exposed financially on this game, and they've locked in the line.
Yep.
I've even seen it dip down to 4.5 in a couple places.
Oh, it's mostly 4.5 now.
And the only reason why I'm not more than a half a unit is the week 1 thing, and I won't be able to forgive myself if Jacksonville wins 30-10, which every square in the world will say, I told you so, and I should have bet it. So this is just one where I want to make a half a unit for what I think is free. That's this play. but I won't be overcommitted because we don't know what we're getting with Richardson.
I think we're going to get a beast. This is one of my favorite plays of week 1. I think this is a perfect spot. You got a home divisional dog. Do you want me to read you the system of home divisional dogs that may make you end up putting another unit on it?
Yeah.
Or another half?
I think my most viral video last year at this time was, all I said was like in 10 seconds, blindly bet home division dogs first 8 weeks.
NFL week 1 divisional home dogs are 79.2% against the spread and 65.2% straight up since 2009.
Madness.
Since 2012, 15-1 against the spread, 10-4-2 straight up. Gino, we got to put another half unit on this for you.
So you went way deeper than me, and I respect that looking at the 2 different times. But home division dogs to start the season, I would go as late as week, I think 6. Maybe I said 8, but I think 6. Really good system. I'm just afraid of the Colts that I saw last year and this poor quarterback getting thrown in and not able to do a whole lot. I'm high on him too. He didn't overly impress me.
You're right. The Jags probably win by 3.
And it gets the job done.
Yeah.
When I don't love a team like the Colts and I don't know, and it's that rookie quarterback that we just talked about on the other side, you got to understand, Pete, that took away a half my unit. Remember, I have the rookie quarterback thing.
Yeah, but no, that rookie quarterback thing, that stat you shot is the number 1 overall pick, not just rookie quarterbacks.
Fair enough. And then so I was talking about a different system that's a little larger with just rookie quarterbacks.
Fair enough. That's more than fair. Titans
This is
Saints.
one of my favorite plays. I didn't have a chance to raise the units because there was not multiple support of this. Titans Saints. Titans are a team you're going to see me betting a lot the first 4 or 5 weeks. I think they're not on anyone's radar. They're in the shadow of Jacksonville. I think that's a huge mistake. You as well.
I love the Titans. I'm on them to win the division. I'm on them over wins. I'm on them week 1.
There.
I love the Titans.
No one's talking about the fact that how much talent was wasted in Scottsdale that came over. Like, dude, this running back wide receiver combo may be the best 1-2 in the entire league. And everyone just is overthinking like the quarterback can't do anything. He's not that bad.
They went 0-7 in their last 7 games because the defense got decimated. There was no Ryan Tannehill anymore. It was Malik Willis with a running against stacked boxes. And they still – do you remember that game against the Jaguars? They lost 20-16 with no quarterback, a running back, and no defense anymore. That's how good Mike Vrabel is. I'm on them spread plus the 3. I'm on them money line as well. Give me the Titans in every which way.
And I will just say I have some respect for the Saints defense. That's what I have some respect for. That's where this under is coming from. I would not be surprised if this is just a grinded out 2017 game.
Yeah. Fair enough. Giants money line. I love this play. I'm on Giants plus the 3.5. I took the hook. I took the spread, but the data backs up taking Giants money line.
We got the data that we all went through, and then I'll add my primetime data into it. Everyone knows me as Gino Home Dog in primetime. That's exactly what this is. I'm telling you guys, I make those stupid t-shirts that say fade the public and I give them away. The reason fading the public is the best system to ever live is you have money on the other side getting you value. So you don't lose all that value when the sharps beat you to systems. So primetime, you can get to some sharp systems late and still get value. Because I know some of you guys aren't going to bet these right now. You're going to wait till freaking Sunday night to see how you did in the day. Because a lot of you don't use bankrolls. You use balances and accounts. And I'm not here to hate. I was the same way 10 years ago. So long story short, great system at home division. Dog, great system, prime time.
And it's a double revenge spot, Gino.
Double revenge spot is another one. And I genuinely believe that no one talks about these Giants just because they're underneath Philly and Dallas. I think there's a little value on the Giants to win the NFC East. As stupid as it sounds, it's like 10-1, 12-1. They were 5-1 or 6-1 to start last year. They were in a lot of games. They signed Saquon. Saquon got better. I would put Saquon second to just CMC. Saquon, sorry.
Saquon.
I think Saquon's like a famous Instagram.
See, this is your NFL, and you're not getting pictures. You're not even getting Saquon Barkley.
You got to understand, dude. I do with data. I don't watch anything. Like people would be.
Yeah, you watch the games. NFL.
No, I'm saying I don't watch social media. I post and I get off. But you're right. It is Saquon. I'm sorry.
You're good. I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, it's all good. But long story short, I think this Giants team is getting a little bit disrespected with this much value. And I think you'll be able to fade the public that loves Dallas, believes it's Dallas's turn to take Philly back. That division keeps.
I believe that, actually. I'm on a Dallas Cowboys over 9.5 wins.
Okay.
I just think this is a bad spot.
Yeah.
Kellen Moore's now gone. I think the offense is going to struggle just from a schematically. That's not even the right way. They're going to struggle schematically because it's just a new offense. Dak calling his own plays. I think they're going to scuttle early. And it's just, talk about a coaching mismatch between Dayball and Mike McCarthy, who had a full offseason to get ready for this game. And the Giants know that the Cowboys have owned them. The issue is the Cowboys are 9-1 straight up against the Giants in their last 10. That's why I took the hook. I took the spread, but I think they win too. I don't mind this.
Yeah, I don't hate anyone taking the 3.5. Do it. The last thing I'll say, it's probably be a little bold to call this the number one offseason move because I just don't think that's fair. But Waller, I think Waller can.
He is questionable though coming into this game, which is
that's painful because I have him as the only other wide receiver one except Kelsey as a tight end, and if he's there, which I hope he's there, he's a substantial upgrade.
No doubt about it.
Well, that a lot of reasons. Again, we're talking just for one unit.
Bills.
This is my squarest play of the week, guys.
Yeah, this one I might be against you here.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. Yeah, my favorite play in this game, I took the under 47, and it's crashed down, which is good. But
yeah, so guys, I gave you all this responsible way to bet systemically, and now I'm telling you the opposite, right? The Jets are at home. So the reason is I genuinely believe you're getting the Bills cheap here. I think you're getting the Bills cheap here because of the Rodgers hype. I'm all terrified of this Jets defense. I'm very, very curious to see if they've put it together and carried over and get stronger than they were last year. That would be terrifying. They're a real top 3 defense. When I called the Packers that, I was exaggerating. But the Jets are scary. They got my old coach. I got nothing but respect for him. What I'll say is you're getting the Bills very cheap here. And 1 year ago, this game would have been Bills minus 7.5. In the same spot, I don't think Rodgers is worth 5 points. And that's kind of what I see here. I don't even know if I trust the Jets run game. And I'm just not sure that Rodgers is worth enough to make this not a pick 'em. That's my genuinely belief that this should be a pick 'em. Excuse me. A pick 'em if they were in a
neutral site. Yeah.
A neutral site pick 'em. And this to me is just way off. I think the Bills should be minus 4.5. Doesn't seem like a lot, but you're giving me the 3, 3.5, and 4. Those are 3 key indicators when you're buying for props.
NFL Week 1 home divisional dogs are 79.2% against the spread and 65.2% straight up, and the public is going to be on the Bills. I'm nervous about this one.
Yeah, public's already on the Bills. Yeah, 100%. This to me is my squarest play. I'll just be honest.
No, but I agree with you. I think the Bills are better. So that's why I might not even get to the window with the Jets. I think the under is my favorite play in this game. But yeah, I agree with you. And we got the Jets coming off Hard Knocks too. Like it's a tough game to bet aside.
And one thing we didn't talk about, I do a lot more power ranking bettings in football than in baseball. It's too hard for me to keep up. Baseball, they play too many games. I lose track. Where football, I genuinely update. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I give out my power rankings before Sunday, and then I do that every week before Thursday Night Football. So I genuinely believe you're getting a cheap Bills. They're getting disrespected. They're as low as like 10 on some people's, 12 as some people's power rankings. They were crowned the Super Bowl champion last year before taking a snap. It's almost the same team. Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
And they're healthier now.
It doesn't make any sense how much the media gets behind people.
Broncos.
Ooh, here we go. Look at that 1.5 units, guys. Why do I like this game so much?
Why do I like this game so much?
Yep. So I know Jimmy G pretty well. I like him as a quarterback and a winner. He wins games, but he's not the best. He manages games, we'll call it. The Raiders do not, I was calling them the Vegas Raiders, not the Oakland Raiders. Vegas Raiders do not have a defense to carry someone like Jimmy G. I was insanely surprised that this is who they picked up. They downgraded substantially at quarterback. They lost Waller. See how this is all connected? these are narratives, and these are where I find value. The Broncos defense, I have higher ranked than many. I think they're going to be able to run the ball, and I think Russell now upgraded a coach that's going to give him the confidence he needs. Him and that old coach just did not click. I still think Russ is Russ. He's not Russ of 5 years ago, but he's still Russ. And I think you're going to miss not getting the Broncos versus the Raiders at home at -3.5. That in 5 weeks, this would be like -7. And that's where all of this is coming from. I think the Raiders went the wrong way. I think the Broncos went the right way. Looking at their historical matchups last year, very short-sighted. I'm getting the Broncos very cheap, a very good defense at home. And I think Jimmy's going to struggle. One of my favorite player props is actually the over in catches because I think he's going to be running 7-foot hooks against the Broncos. So I hope that's helpful on all the reasons why this went from a half a unit to a unit to a unit and a half.
No, more than helpful. And then let's keep going. We got Titans money line. Love it.
Cool. Yeah, I think they have the best wide receiver running back combo. They ended the year on a lot of negatives, so people have them written off in their book. They got healthier. Good coach. The Raiders have a new quarterback. They got the Raiders quarterback.
Saints,
Saints. They got Kamara out, Thomas out. I'm more sketched out by this game that it is not a pick 'em. That someone knows something I don't know. But I love this Titans play.
Me too. But this is the big boy. This is the big boy. Prime time under.
Yeah. So I almost wanted to get excited when you told me Waller was going to be out, but not that I want one of my bets to win and one to lose. But this is too high, man. Did you watch them play last year? They were
low-scoring games all the time.
Low-scoring games. That's why I was like, does someone know that Waller's not out and that he really made the Giants a lot better? I really like this Cowboys defense. The thing that breaks my heart, guys, sorry to annoy you, everything goes back to the Niners with me, is if we didn't upgrade for Trey that we didn't need, we had 3 picks in between Micah, all these studs in the league between like the 5th and 20th pick. And the Cowboys defense is solid. I'm very, very low on Dak. I think Dak's the problem in Dallas. So I do not think he puts up points against this Giants team. I do think the Giants team does very good against the Dallas offense, as good as you can do, which is like 17-20. So this is another one of those games that I will be utterly shocked if both teams exceed 20, and I could still win at 20-23. So that's why this is the largest play of the week. And you got to wait for it. You got to bet it now, guys. This will be like 43 at kickoff. So
yeah, I might end up betting this. I love this play.
So I hope that's helpful, my homies.
All right, my friend. We'll talk to you soon. All right. Thanks for coming on.
Always. See you, bro.
And we're ending the show with the Milkman. And also, just letting y'all know, we're doing the $50 giveaway to 2 different people after Javon. He's last because where the hell is Krabs with this NFL plays? Where is he, Javon?
Unreal.
Just unbelievable.
Yeah.
But good to see you again. It's been a minute. I was kind of chirping you because I was like, you're taking your sweet time, but you were moving into apartment and other.
Yeah. Plans had to change quite a few times. So I was running from place to place, see what's available. So it's been a long couple of weeks.
You're good. Good to have you back.
Yeah.
And you and I are aligned on a couple of your NFL plays. And then you also got MLB plays today. I'm excited to hear. Let's start with MLB. Astros.
Yeah, I'm going with the Astros. I feel like I assume you touched on it a little bit because I know mid-major Matt, I think, had the same play. I don't know if you came on today, but
no, Aram was on the Padres' first 5 money line and
really?
On the first 5 over. Because I kind of agree with him. Not saying that the Astros don't win. The reason I was telling it to him, I think the Padres get a lead because I don't think enough of us are talking about how Hunter Brown has been really struggling. And it's like the more innings that he's throwing as a really young pitcher, he is getting beat up. No, I know. And then I was like I think it's going to be a 3-2 game after 5, Padres in the win, and then the Padres blow it, the Astros win.
I mean, I love to have that on my side. The way that the Padres lose games. I mean, I've been on their side plenty of times where the same stuff has happened. So, of course, it's in the back of my mind, but I don't think Snow pitches well at all today. Talk about how good the Astros are against lefties. It's not just that they're putting up numbers and they're best in the league. They have been for the past couple months. by a significant margin against lefties, but they're also super patient. They're also good against every single pitch of the arsenal that Blake Snell is going to throw, especially the curveball. They've been top 10 for a couple months in that as well. So I love their matchups today, and I think they're going to continue to stay hot, especially a lot of those righties in the lineup, like Altuve. He's going to do his thing today. As much as I hate to square up with how good he's been, he's going to start the tempo of that lineup, and it's going to carry through for the rest of the Astros, and they're going to destroy Blake Snell today. I'm going to feel good doing it. Do I think Hunter Brown's going to pitch like a Cy Young? Absolutely not. I think he gets touched up a little bit too. But back into this game, having the Padres bullpen on the opposing side makes me feel pretty good.
Padres bullpen is on the other side. We cannot forget that. We cannot forget just seeing like Cosgrove or something come in the game and just give up 16 runs.
It's not even that they're like just bad. It's just like it's some of the poorest management we get out of any bullpen. So it's just like
it's a twofold approach. It's like none of the guys he puts in are good, and he puts them in bad situations.
Yeah, I mean 100%. But I guess all we've talked about Hunter Brown being hit out of this, and like I don't think he pitches fantastic. If you look at the earned run odds, they tell you a little something. Hunter Brown, I was not expecting to see minus 170 to the under 2.5 earned runs. I know the Padres are the Padres, but significant jump from Blake Snell. So that was a little surprising to me. So it gives me a little confidence.
Fair enough. More than fair. I'm not fading it. Tonsils ML.
Tonsils ML. Give me the Reds. Which, again, I guess kind of another one where I don't think Abbott pitches like a Cy Young today. I mean, he has a really tough matchup with a couple of the guys. Like, we're rooting for Paul Goldschmidt to not hit a home run. I can bet you he's going to hit one today, which this is, a pretty fantastic matchup for him, especially in Great American Ballpark. But it's tough. I know we're rooting against him, but I really just think the Reds bats absolutely destroy Rom today. Like, it's a low 90s, upper 80s, I guess, for really being serious fastball in Great American Ballpark against a lot of the platoon righties for the Reds. It's just not going to go well. Like we talk about, I was really excited today because I looked on Prize Picks, and usually, the tonsils are glued, so I have a pretty good grasp on what we're seeing on the Prize Picks board on a given day for the Reds. Usually it's Ellie, and then they like have one other guy. Sometimes it's Strand, sometimes it's Steer. I look up there today. You know what I see, Peter?
Everybody.
I see Ellie. I see Steer. I see Bader, who's my favorite of the day. I see Renfroe. I see Noelvi Marte, future 5-time MVP. I'm sure you agree with that. But yeah, I see a lot of guys, and it's for good reason. I love the matchups for a lot of those guys. And again, like that fastball in Great American Ballpark against the lineup who suddenly has found some life, which is absolutely fantastic to see and hear. I don't think he pitches well at all today. I think he gets absolutely destroyed, and Abbott does enough, and both bullpens are kind of terrible. So I have nothing against it, especially like I usually want to isolate to the first 5 when I really like the Reds bats because their bullpen is terrible. But we have the Cardinals bullpen, who's not much better and has been very gassed, especially coming off of the series against the Braves. But also the Reds, the late inning magic is here, and it's been back. It's looking like some of the end of game things they're doing is reminding me of the run they went on when they won 12 in a row, like right after I placed the future. So that's not something I want to cut out of the game right now, especially with the way they're playing, heating up down the stretch. So yeah, B. Young saying it. Hand me the glue.
Yeah, the reason I'm laughing is tonsils is wild. Fuck it, hand me the glue.
Yeah, give me the glue. Give me the glue.
It's one of the best bits of the season. 3 NFL plays. I'm excited to break these down with you because I am also on the Browns. Let's talk football.
Yeah. So if you want to talk about glued, my NFL version of glued is Deshaun Watson. So we're going to do this all season. And I think this is the statement game. But I do think the offense is going to be fantastic. I think the run game is going to be fantastic for them as well. Like, I love Nick Chubb in this matchup as well. But I think more than anything, this is the I'm here game for the Browns defense, which we were talking about this. We went through AFC futures on BTL yesterday, and we were talking about the Browns. And the most surprising comments I heard were a lot of Browns defense slander, which I know in the run game, they were pretty horrendous last year. They're like a historically bad run defense.
But they upgraded.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, we talk about Myles Garrett, my defensive player of the year. Now he has Zadarius Smith on the other side of the ball, which this line already, I mean, they own the Bengals. They already have destroyed them on multiple occasions. And now this is the most balanced and deep O-line or D-line that they're going to have going into this matchup. So I think they're going to dominate the line of scrimmage. I think they sack Burrow 5 to 6 times. I think it's going to be an absolute destruction. Then we talk about that, to put this defense or make this offense a little more one-dimensional in this matchup, that's where they found so much more success. And now you have the personnel to do it. So, I think this defense shows up and shows out And especially having a Joe Burrow, which I'm not going to play he's going to be rusty completely card, like he's a professional quarterback. He's gone through this multiple times, but he's had a couple times where he's gone through walkthroughs.
Doesn't help, right?
Yeah, it doesn't help. That's probably the best way to put it. It doesn't help. Like,
he doesn't have an edge here.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it's going to be his downfall necessarily, but it doesn't help him going to the matchup either. So, like, I think this defense is really going to lock in. And then offensively, too, a big reason why I've been on Deshaun Watson is because I think they added personnel, which they're going to play a lot more wide sets where they have 3 wide receivers on the field. They were extremely inefficient when they played 2 tight end sets last year, which is why the play calling was kind of as inconsistent as it was. Like, I don't completely blame Kevin Stefanski and the staff for that. It's kind of the personnel that they had. Now they have personnel that's going to really put a strain on that Bengals secondary. That, again, if we're talking about a defense in this game, that secondary is thin. The secondary is young. The secondary is not impressive in the slightest. So if you're going to do that, this is going to be the arriving for Deshaun Watson. We're going to say, hey, the Browns are going to be here.
Another reason I really like this Browns defense, and I'm just adding context because you didn't mention this, but I'm sure you already know, just for anybody listening, Jim Schwartz is now their new defensive coordinator, and he made a big name for himself as a defensive coordinator because he was able to create pressure without blitzing. He was one of those defensive coordinators who people learn from. It's like, you can create pressure without blitzing. Now, old Browns defenses where Myles Garrett was getting quadruple teamed and there was nobody else, it was hard for them to still generate natural pressure. But they still were able to do that on a below-average Bengals offensive line. Now you give him Zadarius Smith on the side, 2 decent defensive tackles, and then Myles Garrett, where they can generate pressure because Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in the NFL against the blitz. But Schwartz, they're not going to blitz. That's the way to beat Joe Burrow, and that's why they've been successful. And now this is the best D-line the Browns have ever had, and then you bring in a guy who's known for his coverages where they don't blitz. This is a perfect spot for the Browns defense. And then on top of it, they're just going to run the fuck out of the football, set up play action for Deshaun Watson for easy throws, get his feet wet, get him going again. I don't think this is the Deshaun Watson statement game. I think you said it perfectly. This is the Browns defense statement game, but then they're going to do enough. I think they're going to win this game, but I took the 2.5 because I'm like, does Joe Burrow get a game-winning field goal where they win by 1 or 2? I was like, maybe. Yeah. So I'm with you on the spread here.
Yeah, something too about the D-line that, look, I don't want to buy into preseason like they're showing their hand for what they're going to do for the rest of the season, but a lot of stunts from that D-line that I saw defensively, which was really interesting to me to see, and it helps in this matchup specifically because the weakest part of the Bengals offensive line is the interior, the center, and their 2 guards. That's where they have guys that sneakily, like all 3 of the guys rank in the bottom 10 in the entire NFL as far as their grades. So it's certainly interesting if you're going to get Myles Garrett kind of switching on a stunt or Zadarius Smith, to bring pressure up the middle for Joe Burrow. That's a disaster waiting to happen. So I like I said, I love everything about it. Also, a sneaky square, prize pick square that I like in this game, Nick Chubb touchdown. That's probably
I do like that. He is going to score.
That's my square touchdown score that I think's hitting.
Let's keep going. Colts. Oh, I love this play too.
Yeah,
we're so locked right now.
So locked. And you talked already about the home divisional underdogs in week 1, which absolutely love
nuts.
That. Yeah, there are crazy numbers backing it, and I 100% love buying into that. But the one thing, it helps that the Jaguars are on the other side, which I'm 100% down to fade a public team. We're doing that with the Titans. I'm going to do that week 1. But also, like,
Javon, you and I are so locked into the same brain right now. Like, I'm taking the Titans. I'm taking the Colts. I was listening to the BTL, though. You're not in on the Steelers. I agree. I only bet them for a half unit. It's my lowest bet. I keep thinking about the Titans. Tomlin is 16-4-3 against the spread as a dog at home. And you're more of a 49ers guy than I am. I think that's going to be tough.
I'm in such a weird spot with the 49ers this year because I won't spend too much time on this, but scheduling wise,
week to week, but like you like them get in the playoffs and then they go on a run.
Exactly, because they're in really tough. Like they're dead last by a wide margin in net rest in the league. They're playing 4 teams, I think, actually off of a bye. They have back-to-back games and whatever. It's just they're tough scheduling spots, and I'm going to be down to fade them. But like long term, something in the plums just tells me they're going to make a run. Hopefully, they're healthy by the end of the season, and I get
It's a plum spec.
it's a plum pick to a degree, but it's also like the NFC is the NFC. So like there's not many teams that are really scaring me. I don't want to pick the Eagles to go back to the Super Bowl. And other than that, you're going to have like the one team emerge, and I don't know, maybe it's the Lions. We'll find out. But Colts, again, talked about the systems, talked about how we feel about the Jaguars, but also it's just the unpredictability of Anthony Richardson, which I think, like we talk about this when we were talking about props for the guy. I think you're going to have plenty of these games where, like if you're a fantasy owner, he's going to win you a week because he's going to have these ridiculous performances and helps against the Jaguars defense that, I mean, they have plenty to prove. They are certainly one of the reasons why I feel comfortable fading the Jaguars, because we don't talk about that enough, as well as Trevor Lawrence performed down the stretch, and really the rest of the offense kind of showed out. This defense was nothing special, and they didn't make any additions that really make me change any thought of them. So I don't think they're deep. I think a lot of the guys are young and inexperienced as well. I think we talk about the defensive line. There's a lot of projects on there. We talk about former top draft picks that will not be named, but a lot of these guys just not impressive. And you have a guy who you don't have tape on really as far as the NFL level or how they're going to use him in this offense. And you're going to see a guy who, frankly, I think is going to improve or already have improved drastically over the course of the offseason, and how they get him comfortable for this offense. Like, I just think Anthony Richardson is going to do things. I think we sneakily see a shootout in this game. Anthony Richardson does great things. The offense has bounced back, and we just have a little back and forth game.
My square. I think Anthony Richardson runs for 100 yards in this game. Like, I bought to take his over rushing yards. I think he's going to run. I think there's going to be so many opportunities for him to bounce outside the pocket. Like the Jaguars, they don't have the talent to like chase him down. Like, this guy is generational in terms of his athleticism. And I don't care that they don't have Jonathan Taylor. I think they're going to be able to run the football. And you look, the Colts can generate natural pressure on Trevor Lawrence.
So can
Jags' offensive line is so bad. Yeah.
We're
saying the same shit.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Anthony Richardson rushing yards because their linebackers, a big reason why they're projects to this point, and linebackers and edge rushers is because they're so undisciplined.
Yeah.
It's like you're going to have rushes to the quarterback that are wild. You're going to have missed assignments. That's the reason why their defense has not been all that impressive, and they're having to claw back in a bunch of games, like the Chargers game in the playoffs. So, like, Anthony Richardson is going to go crazy. I am not the biggest fan of him long term. I think he's going to have. I know you are. I'm saying I think he's going to have these games.
Glued. I'm glued.
He's going to he's glued. For me, it's just like I want to ride the high highs, but I also acknowledge that there are going to be very low lows.
Yeah.
So,
no, I'm more. I thought you were talking long term,
well.
like what he will be like a couple of years down the line. Just Anthony Richardson's NFL career.
I was talking more over the course of the season.
I think he is the biggest freak of nature I've ever seen at the quarterback position since Cam Newton or RG3.
Yeah, I mean,
and I think he's better than them.
I have plenty of friends who are University of Florida people, because that's I'm down from Florida, so I've been invested into watching him in Florida a while, and I can tell you one thing: like, he's going to have these games where you think he is the greatest quarterback of all time, and he's talk about like Larry Beeman saying the Richardson under passing yards is a favorite of the public. Like, he's going to have games where he looks incredibly accurate, and he's going to have games where he looks like he is Jameis Winston. So, like, I want to ride the high highs, and I think this week against the Jags, week 1, where it's kind of an unpredictable situation, is one of them.
I couldn't agree with you more. And this one more I'm not on, and I'm just excited to hear you pitch it, this under. But I leaned the under when we were going through all the games. I was like, I couldn't pick a side in this game. Yes, of course. Eagles, Super Bowl hangover trap. I get all of it. At the same time, Patriots without their offensive tackle, I think their left tackle is going to be out in this game. It's either right or left, but their offensive line is not at full strength, which actually kind of helps your under, because I think the Eagles are going to get a ton of pressure on Mac Jones. When Mac Jones feels pressure, he looks like a milk bag. Like, I might tail this. I'm not sure yet, because I can't pick a side.
Yeah. So there are two underdogs that I've seen a lot that I can't get to the table on, and one of them's the Patriots, the other one's the Steelers. So this is my way of kind of backing the Patriots without directly backing them, because I do think, regardless of how it turns out, they're going to keep this game close. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any stretch of the means. And then we talk about going into the season, the Eagles are replacing both coordinators. They have plenty on both sides of the ball that they're replacing as well, and now you're giving Bill Belichick a whole offseason essentially to prepare for that. So I think they're going to come in. You're going to see shades of, the Eagles are going to regress ever so slightly, I believe. I know not everybody's on that train, but this is a tougher defense, and realistically they had to face for 80% of their season last season, especially you talk about the coaching advantage there. So they're relying on turnover in the running backfield or whatever you want to call it. And then turnover of a lot of young guys in the secondary and really all throughout the defense is kind of their way to just bounce back and have a similar season that they did last year. So I think they're going to come out pretty slow. I think you talk about a lot of the times last year you watched the Eagles and they were destroying teams for the first half and then they came out, laid an egg. I think it's kind of the inverse, and they lay an egg early in this game. Then we see them kind of pick it up. So I think the Eagles defense is going to get stifled by the Patriots. There's also some rumored weather involved. So, I mean, any weather I would love to have on my side as well. It certainly helps the Patriots in the under. But like you said, on the other side of the ball, the Patriots, I am not a believer whatsoever in what they're doing with the offense. And then you have injuries. The Eagles will be able to generate plenty of pressure. The one part I'm certainly not fading in any sort of form or fashion, either in this game or throughout the year, is their front seven, especially when they're facing they're an offense or an attack like the Patriots. I think they're going to destroy Mac Jones, and it's going to be pretty ugly for him too. So it's just not much for me. I think it's I haven't decided on the spread here. It's like a 23-20, somewhere close to the spread. Bounce back and forth.
I think that sharps get burned on the Pats. I really do.
It's kind of my feeling too. It's just
I think this game is going to end 24-7.
Really?
Like one of those. Dude, Mac Jones is the worst quarterback in the NFL graded out in muddy pockets, as it said. He's gonna have one all day, dude. Without a tackle.
We make a bold prediction because I don't think they're going to score much either. I think Patriots defense or special teams scores a touchdown.
I like that. I like that take.
So I mean, that's honestly what I think.
Jalen Hurts pick six.
A pick six. Maybe you get a fluke little mark.
That's how the Lions battled back, right? Kadarius Toney. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how, I don't know. I have a lot of plums in this game. It's telling me that it's going to stay around the number. I think we either see 23-20 or 23-17.
Good point by Larry Beeman here. Feels like the Pats were sharp multiple times last year, and short spreads never came through. I couldn't agree with him more. Me too.
That's what I'm just yeah.
I get it. I get the spot. I can't do it.
Yeah, but it is Tom Brady probably jersey retirement day. So I mean, they're going to be fired up. If you're talking about home field, usually the Eagles have a home field everywhere. I can assure you it is going to be filled to the brim with New England fans. So, I mean, maybe there's something on their side. Who knows?
So you submitted 3 plays. Before we get into our giveaway, which we'll do here in about a minute, you will like the Titans. You're probably going to bet the Titans. Can I interest you in the Rams?
This week?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can, man. I'm not going to lie.
I will be on the Rams. What do you like for Sunday Night Football? I will be on the Giants.
That's another home underdog you can't really get to the corner or to the counter with just yet. I'm probably going to be reactive to that game. It's kind of I was talking through it. I want to see, because I'm pretty trigger happy on a lot of dogs throughout the day, or at least the earlier slate of games. And if hopefully we see them all hit, I am not going to go to the Giants back to them on a prime time, but another under. I know Gino was just talking about that. The under I can certainly get behind in that game.
Yeah. Well, Javon, appreciate it, my friend.
Of course.
Just more winners. Colts, Titans, Browns. Let's have a day.
Why not?
Let's have a day. Appreciate you, my friend. We'll talk to you.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gents, time to give away $50. Who's in chat? Who's in chat? We'd be going for 2 hours here. We'd be going for 2 damn hours. I'm sweating up a storm here in the studio. It is so hot. I want to hear some bangs. Who's in? Does anyone want $50 or not? Anyone want $50 or not? I guess no, I'll just keep it. First time chat. What's going on? All right, here are the bangs. Here are the bangs, producer Colin. So we got everybody in chat. We're going to do the little spinny wheel. And my DMs are open. If you win, shoot me a DM. And we'll get you locked and loaded, all right? I think it was a good stream. Do you guys like the MLB, NFL? Oh, look at Big Whale Balls. Here he is. Very silent when Arm was coming on. I wonder why, Big Whale Balls. Wonder why. But I'm actually curious, though. You guys like the MLB and the NFL together? I thought it was very productive. All right, everyone's just banging right now. But I think it was productive. No college at all. I will probably be betting college football tomorrow. But for me, those are always half-unit plays because I'm still new to college football. Yes, W Insight, let's go. Bruce Cohen, spin that shit. Let's go, baby. $50. Straight cash, homie. Straight cash. Spin it. Ding, 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 ding. Oh. Oh. The Degen. That's Degen. Was Degen in chat? How did Degen just win? Well, if he's not here, he ain't getting his money. We're going to respin anyway, unless he speaks up. Unless he speaks up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Looks like we're respinning, Producer Colin. Respin! I love how we got people that dropped off when we're giving away money. We just went from 88 people to 70. Oh. Puddinhead 586. Puddinhead 586. You just won $50. If you say you're here. Is this the wrong?
I did this 2 minutes ago at 85, another 68, so I might need to do it again.
We might have to re-put everybody in chat on. Hold on, give us a second. Producer Cohen's getting into the woodworks. No worries, nobody's won yet, so just stick around. Oh, Puddinhead's here. Puddinhead's here. Atta baby, Puddinhead. That's one. That's one, Puddinhead. Atta baby. Well, we're doing it again anyways. No, he's not here. He's right there. Puddinhead. Puddinhead, let the people know that you just won. Let the people know that you just won, Puddinhead. I'm here. Puddinhead, can we hear you get a little bit excited? Can we get you a little bit excited? No? You just, yeah, I'm here. Give me my money. Come on, Puddinhead. At least show some love. Just won $50. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I like that. A little bit more hyped. A little bit more hyped, Puddinhead. All right, we're doing it again. Puddinhead, shoot me a DM and I'll get you paid. Who's ready? Ready to spin that shit? Produce Cohen, spin that shit. Oh. Fat girl. Oh, fat girls. Fat girls, show yourself, Lath. Show yourself. You better be here. Lath. Lath. Oh, no. Is he not here? Oh, give it away to someone else, Pete. Look at Fat Girls Inc. saying, I want to give it away to someone else. W Fat Girls. W Fat Girls in the chat. Absolute W from Lath. Absolute W. Look at that. Everyone's saying it's rigged. And then a guy wins it and he says, I'm giving it back to the community. That's my guy right there. Let's spin that shit again. Oh. Oh. Lay days. Lay days. I really like the clapping in the background after it spins. Like, woo. Lay days, speak now or forever hold your peace, my friend. Larry Beeman right next to you. I mean, I'm not hearing from Lay Days yet. Lay Days. We might have to respin. Guys, I'm just giving out money here. We dropped off 20 people when I was decided to give out money. Can you believe it? Can we believe it? I thought this would be more popular. All right. Spin it again. Let's see. Oh. Just dove underscore. Just Dave. I said dove. Just Dave. Just Dave, where are you? Don't tell me Just Dave is not here. That is insane. There is no way. There's no way. What? How is this even possible? I might take this shit back, man. Can we be better? Honestly. Yeah, I guess. But isn't everybody on the wheel? Yeah, produce code is like everyone's on the wheel. L wheel. Do we have our subscriber list? All right, hold on. We're making sure that people are in here. We're making sure. Boo. We want to support the people that support me. Damn bots out here. All right, produce cones, copy and pasting. Give us a second. We're still giving out free money. No catch, just free. Produce cones, copy and pasting. Okay. We're all in. We're all in. All right. Producer Cohen. Spin that shit. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na. Oh. A-N-J-C-A-N-J. If this guy is not in here, I'm going to lose it. We literally just copy and pasted. There is no way that that person is not here. Oh my God. Spin it again. Oh, wait, he's right there. Hey, he said, yes, sir, that's me. He did. He's there. Atta baby. Thank you, Pete. Thank you for coming. Atta baby. You're the man. Appreciate you. Guys, we do this all the time. How many times have I given away my own money to you guys? How many times have I given away my own money to you guys? All right. I would have subscribed, but I tell craps at the beginning there. Now I'm almost. All right. Guys, remember, we're going to be doing this more and more. We got a whole football season. Right? Appreciate you guys. Two people, Puddin' Man and Ange Kange. Make sure to send me a DM so I can get your money. Guys, I am going the hell home. I'm sweaty. It is disgusting in the studio. It is like 95 degrees of mega humidity here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream, right? We'll be back on Monday. Same time, same place. Y'all know where to be. But we have to remember, it's not gambling advice. Peace out, everybody.